Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, everybody? Let me get rid of this intro. Good morning, good morning. How y'all feeling today? I see y'all in here early. Jackie, good morning. Jackie, how you feeling? Good morning. 1006, good morning. How you feeling today? Good morning, D and the fam. Chi-Town here. Quincy was in rare form. The Shedeur Sanders hate is real. Yeah, that's why I don't even say his name. If you are a Chicago Bears fan, quick announcement. Saturday night, we'll be doing a watch party for the Chicago Bears versus Green Bay Packers. So tap in 1006. Beast, what's going on? Good morning. Doggy Bone, what's going on? Good morning. I also saw your post on TikTok. Shout out to you. I thought that was special by Shedeur. Key Mathis, good morning. How you feeling? Good morning, Latika.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
They not learning nothing. Brent, what's going on? Fellow Factory of Sadness fans. Yeah, it's funny because being a long time Browns fan, we get to see people who are fans of Shedeur who were this is their first time really following the Browns. They get to see what we go through. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Brent, what's going on? How you feeling? Kofar, what's going on? How you feeling? Good morning, Keith Hunt. Jersey in the building. Good morning, Black Pearl. How you feeling? Brent, you know what it is. Brent, you know what it is. You know what it is. C.A. Anderson, good morning. How you feeling today? Good morning, D. Wow, I look forward to you like I used to with Well Off Media. Love it. Get it ready for work. Question, explain the Rooney Rule for head coaches. Got you. So minority head coaches were not getting interviewed for head coaching positions in the NFL. They were getting passed over, and basically teams would already have a coach in waiting that they wanted to make their next head coach. They were skipping over minorities. So when I can't think of who the coach it was, but some coach broke through the mold, and then they had to start interviewing at least one minority candidate. Now I believe the Rooney Rule is 2 minority candidates that they have to interview during their coaching cycle before making a decision. So that is short version of the Rooney Rule. Cleveland media will go back to being very irrelevant. They keep pushing the get rid of Shedeur narrative. I've never met a bunch of bitter journalists. You have to be pretty miserable to have so much hate. For real. They're not even business savvy. Because do you know how many people who cover other NFL teams would love to be covering the team that Shedeur's on? They would love to be in this position. And you have people in Cleveland media who want to get out of this position because they can't handle people questioning them. It's crazy. Beast asked, what did Q say? I didn't see it, but Q always say something crazy. So let's see who mentioned Q. 1006. If you want to put in the chat what Q said for Beast, or a little wrap up or a summary of what he said. Where is DG? Is he still available? For real? He's somewhere being a competitor, not an entertainer, I guess. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? How you feeling? Good evening, bro. Jermaine Long, I appreciate you, man. What is going on? Never seen media like y'all's, bro. They're drunk with idiocracy. For real. You know what's funny? If we just told y'all stories that this is what's happening in the Cleveland media, y'all would think we were making it up. So I'm happy that y'all get to witness and see it for yourselves that we're not making this stuff up. We are not making this stuff up. This is really what they do. They're really what they do. Jason Lloyd set himself on fire. For real. I got some receipts on him too. I gotta go into the Wayback Machine and pull some receipts on Jason Lloyd. I gotta go way back and pull some receipts on him because it's something that I've been questioning for a long time. Turn that down just slightly in my ear. All right, Jizzle, what's going on? How you feeling? Wet 11s, good morning. Hope all is well. Detroit Gemini, what's going on? Good morning to you. 1006 said he wanted to like Shedeur Sanders, but Shedeur was disappointing. Yeah, I'm not saying that dude's name no more. He's gonna be known as Q. That's it. I'm not saying that dude's name no more. Zedric, what's going on? How you feeling? Good morning. Fun start so far to the Browns all season, for real. Fireworks everywhere. Cleveland media is awful. I agree. I don't know if Harbaugh treated Lamar right. Last year was tough for him, and now the narrative is even rougher, for real. I know people were saying they want Harbaugh. I don't know if Harbaugh can pick any team. I just don't know if he would pick Cleveland. I'll say that. C. Brown Run, what's going on? Raul making an appearance. Felis, what's going on? Good morning. How you feeling? Just whining and complaining. Not the OC from Harvard. Wow, you are wild. CO7111, what's going on? Good morning. How you feeling? I believe DG getting traded by. Let me see. I believe DG getting traded. They don't even mention him anymore. Yeah, he's just he invisible. D, I need you to reenact the scene of Shedeur talking to Tommy about the play calling. Wet 11s, you gotta check out the shorts. Check out my reels. Actually, my reels on YouTube. I made it a reel and I made it a post on TikTok. So you gotta check it out. The funny thing is, a lot of people like that. They got a good laugh from it. Good morning, Ms. Brown. How you feeling today? Maya, what's going on? Good morning. Jason is exposing he got all his bad info from Kevin. For real. For real. Yes, he did. Key Mathis, D, your receipts are longer than CVS, and I'm here for it. Come on now. Come on now. I won't let them forget. They are trying to push him out the league. That's why I was so passionate about it the other day. Like, I can't let them forget that. I can't let people forget that they're trying to put him out the league. That's what they're trying to do. D, did you see what Wyatt Teller wife said about Kevin Stefanski? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I did see that, Keith. I did see that. You see Miami maybe in the mix for Hallborough now. Wow. Dang, they just gonna get rid of Mike McDaniels like that? I guess. I guess. Hey, if you can upgrade a coach, do you keep a coach that's kind of shaky who he probably wants to get rid of anyway? You only give him one more year or two, so we will see. Lamar unfollowed the Baltimore Ravens IG page. Yeah, they got some turmoil going on in Baltimore. I think they're going to end up getting Brian Flores. I think that's what I think. Cleveland media should be running scared now that Kevin Stefanski, their insider, is gone. Maya, for real. They got to put in the work. They got to put in the leg work. Jermaine says, I stopped listening to Q. I don't know what kind of time he on, but his takes are filled with nonsensical stuff, for real. Just doing it for clicks. They do anything for clout. Y'all remember that Migos song? That's what it is. That last drive was Shedeur calling them plays, for real. I did. I still want you to do it. I see. It's the best in the moment with 11s. I'll see if I could drum up that energy. I'll see if I can drum up that energy for it. Harbaugh family is from some part of Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, they got Ohio ties. I I just don't know. I don't know. He could pick any job he want. You got teams that coaches who are probably going to keep their job might get fired for the opportunity to speak to Harbaugh. So I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. Did anyone hear them saying Kevin was telling other coaches they don't want to coach Shedeur? I didn't hear that, but I wouldn't be surprised by it. I would not be surprised by it. Kiwan, yeah, that's my bot. If you do all caps, my bot is going to get you. You don't got to do all caps. I read just about 99% of the chat if I can. So if you just type regular, I'll see it. Did anyone hear them saying, okay, I just got that one. Good morning. I saw that idiot Jason yesterday. There's a lot of energy he gave for all that hate for Shedeur. For real. JC, that's it. It's bad. He tried to spin it back and said, I don't think he'll be out of the league. He just can't be here. Very nasty. Nasty work, y'all. Nasty work. Miss Sparks, good morning. The media has a strong hold over the Browns, and since Kevin Stefanski is gone, they lost their inside information / connection. For real. They're going to be going up there. They be tapping them cards and going to say access denied. Access denied. Jason is crashing out because his snitch is gone, for real. Now they will have to work and learn something. Talk to him, Miss Sparks. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Man, oh man. Why did my bot is tripping, y'all. My bot is tripping. My bad for that. It's just Maya. That's not a problem. You see they're trying to throw dirt on Flores' name. Fitzpatrick brought up how he doesn't care for him. Brought up Max Crosby not liking him and the Tua situation. Of course they will. Of course they will. He's gonna get a job. He the hottest candidate. Q is a typical pessimistic Browns fan, for real. I like to see Max Crosby here. That would be crazy. Max Crosby, and Myles Garrett. That would be insane. I'm still waiting for someone to tell me what Shedeur's done to people that they hate him. I don't think it's Shedeur. I really think it's Coach Prime who they don't like. I hope he does come to Cleveland. Baltimore wanted to draft Shedeur. Hopefully Harbaugh looks at him and say, I can work with that. I'm not against it. I don't want him to bring Ty Monken with him as an OC. So that's the only reason why I'm hesitant. Baltimore's offense is just, man, they have one good year from an OC, and then they're just chasing and running behind. Gruden access approved. Hey, Brett, you've been on it. You like, hey, sign me up for John Gruden. Harbaugh should choose ATL. If I had to put it in order, I think his number one choice would be the Giants. Then I think his second choice would be probably Atlanta, and his third choice would be Cleveland over some of the other teams. I'm slowly becoming a Browns fan. Listening to G Bush live yesterday with OG gave me new perspective. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Y'all know what it is. We're going to start. I'm going to give you all the full show as always. The Browns are trying to interview Monken. Yeah, hopefully they just ignore it. I mean, I'm jumping ahead. Hopefully they're just interviewing him as they go through the rounds because they used to have ties with him. He was here previously. But hopefully that's not the answer. Let me just say that. Cleveland media intentionally ignores 12, went 3-4, and had 2 wins taken out of his hands. So if he played the entire season, that's 8 wins minimum. We would have been playing for a division, Kofal. Yesterday, Kevin Stefanski was considered the hottest commodity. Now it's Harbaugh. All is well in the world. Just like that. Snap of the fingers. It's all different. The issue is Sanders is considered uppity by insecure folks. If you are confident and secure, you have no issues with Shedeur. For real. You mean the Giants will take him over Stefanski? Oh yeah, they definitely would. I don't think Kevin Stefanski is this hot commodity like people want to make it out to be. If I had to rank it out of the coaches who just got fired or up and coming coaches, I think Harbaugh is number 1. I think Brian Flores is number 2. I think somebody like a Clint Kubiak, somebody like I think it's the OC in Buffalo, the defensive coordinator for the Rams, offensive coordinator for the Rams. I think all of those are hotter commodities than Kevin Stefanski. Reasonable Black Woman. Jason's working hard trying to resurrect the draft negativity narrative about Shedeur, citing what comes with him as a deterrent for other teams. They piss Shedeur's presence, exposed them. For real. You see they're trying to say now that AB didn't pick Shedeur, Now just bad narrative pushing. Yeah, I'm not moving off that one. I said that from the beginning, that AB picked Shedeur, and I said it from the summer. I'm not moving off of it. I ain't moving off of it. Nobody can get me to move off of it. Max Crosby not coming here. Jerry Jones going to throw the house at Max. I can see Jerry doing a swap, Pickens first round pick for Max. I think they keep Pickens. I think I could definitely see him throwing some first round picks to get Max Crosby though. So glad Barry was checking the media the other day. Spicy for real. I think Andrew Barry wants Shedeur to be QB1 next year. I think in a perfect world that would, because then you really knocked their draft out of the park. Should have won week 1 versus the Bengals, Titans, and Jets too. 8-9 right there for real. I agree with that. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, y'all. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Of course, you know I got some motivation for y'all. Let's go here. Let's do this. We gonna get it going. Let's go.
Strive to be an emotionally mature person. And one way of doing that is by forcing yourself to do hard things. Practice discomfort every single day.
You say the emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something hard 1,000 times. Why is emotional maturity related to motivation and discipline?
Because when you have emotional maturity, you realize that some days you're not going to sleep well. Some days you're going to wake up and you've got your schedule and everything's planned out. And whether things go well or not that day, the emotionally mature man will still do what he has to do to stack his wins, to focus on his purpose. Whereas the emotionally immature man will say, well, I didn't sleep well, I had nightmares, so I'll stay in bed. Or it's raining outside, it's cold outside, I don't feel good. You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion, like what you're gonna do. And so if you have emotional maturity, you're more likely to lean into discipline when things are suboptimal. If you lack emotional maturity, then how you feel determines what you do next, which is very damaging to outcome-driven humans.
You need to understand how your brain works. Doing hard things builds your brain and your ability to be disciplined.
I agree with that. You got to show up every day. When things are tough, you got to show up. When things are easy, you got to show up. You got to put in the work every single day. And it's easy for people. We can use Jason Lloyd as an example. It's easy for people like Jason Lloyd to show up every day and never get better. How do you cover a sport for all these years and never take your understanding of that sport to the next level? So just an easy example of what the difference is in people. You establish the discipline with yourself. You make that agreement with yourself to show up and put in the work every day. You get yourself to the next level. And it's not all gonna be pretty. It's gonna be some failure in there. It's gonna be a lot of different circumstances in there, but you keep getting up every day. You keep putting in that work. So I thought that was good, man. This Motoversity channel, I didn't know anything about it. Shout out to Shanithia for sending it to me, but I'm liking a lot of stuff they're talking about on there. I'm liking a lot of it. Real fresh food. What's going on? Good morning. How you feeling? I don't like using the word, but he's lazy. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, he is. That's just what it is.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Real Fresh Food coming through the door, hitting the Cash App. Good morning, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your support, Real Fresh Food. You always coming in and supporting. I appreciate you. Where did I leave off at? Stefanski is using CA Network to promote his candidacy. I agree. Kevin was leaking all them lies. I agree with that. The owners said they be picked legendary. Why they still kicking at flat cans? I don't know. I always thought Jimmy picked Shedeur, but now I'm beginning to believe differently. Yeah, I always felt it was Andrew Barry. We knew the Cleveland media, aka Jason Lucifer, was going to start this mess. So I say, don't even follow through with it. Stay positive. Pray so this rascal can be gone. Yeah, he got to go. Cleveland needs a coach like Tomlin. He will tell people to go kick rocks for real. D is because he never had to. It's called privilege for real. Never had to get better. And Cleveland Browns, if you were a beat writer covering the Cleveland Browns, you kind of just in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You in the shadows when nobody is checking out the Browns. Now that Shedeur just put this big bright light on the Browns, now people are checking it out and people are recognizing and realizing these people don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Asante, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? Another great motivational video is a poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. Y'all know I'm old school. I got to get my notes. Let me get my notes real quick. Let me get my notes so I can look that up. Where we at? Let's go here. Let me get my notes real quick, y'all. Give me just a second. Just a second. I would love for Jason Lloyd to do a panel with Aqib Talib. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He barely even gets any pushback on the panel that he's on UCSS for the stuff that he spews. So he's not doing anything where he's gonna get pushback. No pushback. Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's not his style. Actually, let me do it over here. That's not his style. Okay, here we go. Let me copy that. Here we go. Here we go. I'll put this over here. I took myself off the screen, y'all. It's all good. It's all good. We back. We back. I had to get that note real quick. I like when y'all give y'all input on things, so wanted to get that. All right, where we at? Where we at? Why would anyone want to hire Kevin, a horrible offense that he put together high school? Take Judy with you. Yeah, Mike, it's not anything special. It's not anything special. Did y'all not see AB give love to Shedeur Sanders after 2 games? That should tell you something for real. For real. Feeling great. That's good. That's good. Selmo Fudd, what's going on? Yo, D, so glad it's off season for the Browns 2026. Not going back and forth with these ninjas. For real. Hey, you can't have them out here. Can't let them have you out here stressed going back and forth with them too much. If is a life lesson for real. Yeah, I think Barry picked Shedeur. Jimmy said he called twice about drafting him. That was Barry pitched Shedeur as a value pick while knowing he would beat Dylan out for the job for real. Side news, Colorado going crazy in the transfer portal. Doggy Bone, I thought around this time I was going to get to Brendan Marion and the go-go offense that he's instilling. I'm a big fan of his. I start looking a lot into him. Just his system and everything, and then everything else taken off. The Browns is the Browns, so they're gonna take the news. But I think Colorado's definitely gonna have a good year. Lamar did not unfollow the Ravens. Fake news. All right. Charmaine, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? It's so deep. Yeah, Brent, I'm gonna definitely check that out. I think we can pinpoint when they shut down the leaks right after Mary Kay said Kevin would spend extra time teaching Shedeur how to read defenses a few weeks ago. For real. For real. Jason better be lucky I'm not on the show. Yeah, Asante, they're not pushing back on him. They're not pushing back on him. With the spotlight, hopefully will come better reporters and media change the old guard. I agree with that, C. Brown run. That's what we need. Did you have the clip of Shedeur mic'd up from yesterday on Q? I have it on X. I do. I think I saved it on X. Let's go here. Swap this over. And then let's go here. Art is showing. Man. Let me find it real quick. I had it on X. Let me not search my bookmarks. I know the Browns posted it, so I can grab it real quick. Another poem for you, D, is Invictus. Invictus. Jason Lloyd is trash. He's just like so many others, trying to have free grocery day off 12 popularity. Another new narrative is that Bucky needs to go. Yeah, what Bucky is not doing anything to anybody. What is Bucky doing to people? Bucky didn't do anything to anybody. They just, I don't know, man. I don't know. They just be tripping. Jason Lloyd dodges Sean King every time he on UCSS. Yeah, I remember Sean King was asking him like, why you don't say nothing? Why you don't say nothing when I'm on here?
Good job, buddy. He gonna make it. He gonna make it. Watch. He worked too hard for this. He remember when they doubted him.
The snap, the hold, the kick to the uprights, and Andre Schmidt hits the kick.
He remember when they doubted him. I don't give a f. You got that.
I don't know why they don't like him. I couldn't tell y'all. I could not tell y'all why they don't like him. Stefanski didn't develop Shedeur. He taught Shedeur how to look out for snakes, for real. Sean King need to stay on that side. Yeah. Y'all know how I feel about Sean King. Hit him with that Ja Morant.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Hit him with that Ja Morant. He flip-flopped too much for me, y'all. He flip-flops too much for me. Speaking of Sean King, way too much. All right, so let's get to Latika sent me this, y'all. This thing had me cracking up. Let me get to it right here. What I'm surprised about is the leaks about Harbaugh losing the locker room drop fast. Kevin coming out squeaky clean as of right now will be a slow burn to hear behind the scenes stuff for real. They don't want anyone exposing the truth. Maya, I agree with that. The Cleveland media had a whole segment on how Bucky needs to go. Really? Real Fresh Food, if you let me know who that was. I didn't see that, but I could definitely, we might have some time today where I can add that to the stream. So if you know who it was, or if you know the video, you can drop the link in the chat because you got a wrench. I'm honestly still trying to decide if everyone at UCSS is simply playing roles to maximize clicks and views thoughts. Nope, I think they are who they are. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. I'm not giving these people no passes, and as I show you more, you'll see why I say that and why I don't flip around on it. All these football specialists out here have yet to do the work and put up the numbers and compare their rankings. Everybody wants to be seen, not put in the work. Talk to him. Talk to him, Key Mathis. Miss Sparks, so true. I don't know why they don't like him. They just mad Bucky got access to team they can't get for real. Did you see how he dodged Judy? Yeah, let me slide. Let me slide by that. They don't want a QB of color, be entitled franchise QB. Yeah, they got a lot of issues, Asante. They don't like him because they don't want Prime to be right about everything he said about his son. I'm really believing that this is a larger issue where they don't like Coach Prime. I don't like Sean King. Asante, yeah. I don't like how he talks one way on UCSS and goes other places and talks another way. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. All the advice King has for Shedeur, why he not use his own advice to be QB1. For real. Couldn't do it. All right, I'll be looking in the chat for it, Real Fresh Food. That loser Q and the rest talk about leadership and obviously don't recognize what it even looks like. Kofal, for real. Everybody said Miles wasn't the leader. We need to trade Miles. And then now everybody says Miles is the leader and Miles is everything Cleveland, and they put him up on their shoulders. So I think people don't know what a leader is either. Wait till that documentary come out. That's why the media upset for real. Sean King keep sucking cigars in Vegas. You are a bought hack. Anybody can buy you for real. The UTSS team shows their true selves when G. Bush isn't there for real. I agree. That's who they are. This was sent to me by Latika. I thought this was hilarious. Check this out, y'all. Oh man. Kevin out the group, y'all. Kevin out the group.
Well, I just want to say,
let me pause this. Tessa, what's going on? How you feeling? They were trying to run Miles out of town. Yep, Maya, they were. They were. They've been trying to run him out of town for 2 years. Jason Lloyd was the leader. Jason Lloyd was this one saying that he would trade Miles. It was him. Bucky intimidates the small local media because his media is growing and growing. Plus, they resent his access. For real. For real. Yeah, Latika, as soon as you sent me that and I seen it, I was like, oh no. I got to add that. The NFL is upset because Prime won't say the league made him, so they want to show they can break him through his sons. For real. Browns more in the news than playoff team. Shedeur. All he is a talented young QB. Anyone calling for Shedeur off the Browns need to get off the train. Toolman coming in hot, for real. Toolman, what is going on? Toolman, when you get a chance, check your DMs on X. Toolman, I sent you something over there. Let's see. I got something for y'all. So I'm doing something different. I'm doing something different for the playoffs to keep everybody engaged in the playoffs. Charmaine, I did see that video of him leaving. I'm like, dang, they got a video of him leaving, going to his car. It's crazy. So if you're on Patreon, you got this notification last night. If you are a free or paid Patreon member, I'm doing something special for the playoffs. It's the Off the Record NFL Playoff Challenge. We're going to do pick'ems every week, and whoever gets the most points in the pick'em, they will win some Cleveland Browns / Shedeur swag going through the Super Bowl. So I'm going to show y'all on Patreon, because I got to do a better job of not just saying things, but, you know, explaining and showing what things are. So let's go to the Patreon, and I'm going to show y'all. All you have to do is be a part of my Patreon at the free level or paid level, and you can participate. You can participate in this. Let me get this up on the screen for y'all. And I'll probably say this a couple times just so as people come in and out, they can see. All right, so y'all see it right here. Off the Record NFL Challenge Patreon exclusive. It's free to enter. So who can enter? Any active Patreon member that's free or paid, you can enter in. How it works: before each weekend of the NFL playoffs, I'll post a matchup list here on Patreon. Under that post, I'll comment each individual game. Reply under my comment with the team you believe will win. Picks must be submitted before kickoff of the first game that weekend. This will continue every round through the Super Bowl. Each correct pick is 5 points. So, for instance, this first weekend, if nobody gets a pick right, it'll all be 0, and you can enter in the next weekend, and you won't be pushed back. You'll still have an opportunity. Remember, this is free to enter. Just something fun I want us to do with y'all as we go through the playoffs. Tiebreaker rules are here. A prize is here. Final notes: 1 pick per game. Picks must be posted in the correct comment thread. So, just wanted to put something together for y'all. This is free. Tap into the Patreon. If you are on the Patreon, I sent out the notification last night. So just be looking for it, y'all. Just be looking for the updates. I will send out the posts for the picks for every game. I'll do that Friday. So on Friday, be looking for that post so you can still join Patreon, free or pay levels, and you can get into the Off the Record NFL Playoff Challenge. Just wanted to do something fun with y'all for the playoffs. I wanted to show y'all what it is, so y'all will hear me talking about this. So just wanted to let y'all know about that. Just something fun that we're going to do. We're going to have some fun during the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of drama and other things going on, but we're going to make sure we have some fun during the playoffs, y'all. And that's something we're going to do together. Beast, it could be a Browns jersey. It could be a Shedeur jersey. It could be. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Y'all. I think it's going to be fun. Wanted to introduce some. Let's hit some of the chat as we go. 2026, I'm reducing my online signal to noise ratio, and Cleveland media is noise. G. Bush, Earl, and you are signal. I only listen to you guys about Cleveland. I appreciate that, being somebody who made the cut. I appreciate that. Reasonable Black Roman. He right there, mad. He right there. My bad. Coach John is funny. Have y'all watched him quit working for the Browns? Well, I'm calling for Shedeur to my Colts. So now what? Our Jizzle ain't gonna happen. You've been calling for months now. It ain't gonna happen. I think G. Bush found out about Sean King because she said, "Oh, you don't invite me back on your show anymore." G. Bush just ignored him. Hey man, everything is coming to the light. Everything is coming to the light. I wonder who recorded that. That's who he needs to be mad at for real. I was surprised they got that video of him going in the building and out the building. They were going to miss that moment for real. They are not going to miss it. Let's keep it going. Boy, Cleveland media ain't loyal. They not. Morning. Browns need to do some house cleaning like we all do ever so often. All the broken things out, bring something new, shiny, and change the whole glow of the team spirit as it were. Two man. I agree with you. Ty Simpson just declared for the draft. Godspeed to him. Oh my goodness. Who is advising him? Who is advising? Who is advising Ty Simpson to enter the draft? I don't know if that is the best idea. I don't know if that's the best idea. I laugh at how much Cleveland media and Sean King think their opinion matters. Fans nor Browns decision makers give a damn about their petty analysis. They are non-factors for real. Zedric, I'm looking forward to, man. I'm excited for it. Coach Prime has always acknowledged the NFL. He used to be applauded by them until he started coaching at CU. Yeah, something changed. I appreciate the keep at this. Definitely hit that like button on the way in, y'all. Hit it on the way in. TK, good morning. How you feeling? D, I want to add to the prize for the persons who picked the correct Super Bowl winners. Let's do it. Let's do it, Wet 11s. Let's do it. They acting like teams didn't see enough from Shedeur Sanders to trade for him. Yeah, they definitely did. I'm usually off on Wednesdays, but I picked up a shift, so I'll be in and out. All good, TK. You know we're going to be here. Charmaine is at work too. Charmaine, we know you're the hardest working woman in Ohio. We know that. Media issue with Shedeur is he has his own media and isn't bound to their narratives. He can make his own, and media hates lack of power and control, for real. I always thought it was about power and control. If he gets drafted that high, considering his most recent play, it'll be bad. Ty Simpson needs to go back to school. He needs to go back to school. I know he is. I know they announced he's entering the draft. I don't think it's a good decision. Dante must be going back to Oregon. Probably so. Go ahead. Sign up for the Jets if you want to. Sign up for the Jets if you want to. Let's get to it. This is J18 on YouTube. I always like his funny videos about the Browns. Let's go.
Appreciate working with you all this year. That's just my little piece, you know. Season didn't end how we wanted it to end, but I know we're going to come back next year as a unit, ready to go. You know, hopefully we make some good off-season changes.
Oh, well, not for me. Look like I just got let go.
What?
You gotta be kidding me. Really?
Well, look at God.
Wait, what was that?
Well, look at God.
You just said, look at God. I just got fired.
No, I'm saying, well, look at. I mean, God he always work. He work it out every time. He work it out every time.
He work it out every time. Maria's in the building. Good morning, Maria. How you feeling?
About to lose your job.
How you feeling?
Lose your job.
Ty Simpson is he's an Alabama quarterback who didn't start till this year. He graduated college before he started a game, so tells you a little bit about him.
You know, I just.
Hey, go.
What's up, 12?
You just saw Stefanski just got fired.
He right there.
Oh, I thought it was just you in here. Cool. My fault. My bad, Joe. That's my bad. Sherlock.
Well, we all seen that coming. Like I was saying, so it's just been a pleasure working with you all. You know, I guess I won't be working with you, Stefanski. I guess we just, you know, I guess this is it for us. You know, but hopefully next year. Now I know for sure that next year we're gonna go up.
Oh man, he always cracks me up. I like his videos.
Apparently, there's still some question marks around it. which I think we've all seen.
Hold on now. We're going to get to the arena. Simpson would have been better off hitting the portal and getting NIL money. For real. He could have got a bag in NIL money. Hey, sign up for the Jets if you want to. Miss Brown, that is crazy. He said, look at God. I like his reactions. What is the handle of that comedian again? Let me tag his page. Let me see. Let me tag it for you. Give him his just due. I'm gonna drop a link. I'm gonna drop a link right here. So let me pull it up real quick. Let me drop a link to his channel. He cracks me up, and I watch him all the time when he talks about the Browns. Let me get it real quick. Here we go. There he is right there. That's the link to his channel. He's a stand-up comedian. I really enjoy his stuff. I really do. He said he right there. D, did you see AB's second interview where he spoke highly of Shedeur? People think he exposed a 12B QB1 day one. I did. I got it on the docket. Let's see. Let's jump to that right now. Let's jump to it right now.
Effect.
Let me pause that. I got it right there. I don't even think the Jets will draft him. Yeah, Ty Simpson. Hey man, whoever is advising him. Texas Tech new QB making $5.3 million next year. Yes, Texas Tech is spending that money. Their QB could not get it done in the college football playoff. He did not play well at all. They got the Cincinnati QB who didn't even have great. I mean, he had great numbers, but hey, spend your money how you spend it. What happened to Carson Beck? Shedeur's senior year, they were predicting he would be the Heisman winner. They were high on him. Is he really that bad? Because I don't hear anything about him. Middle of the pack. He's going to be a middle of the pack pick. He's going to be a third round, fourth round pick. Carson Beck is in the college football playoff. He plays for Miami. He's going to be playing, I think, this weekend coming up Saturday, but he fell off. They was wrong again. Some people making bank NIL money, and they went for Reggie Bush Heisman over some BS stuff for real. Daisha, good morning. How you feeling? Someone had a pic of Kevin Stefanski at the airport yesterday, heading to New York. Hey, safe travels, Stefanski. Safe travels. Going to be an interesting offseason, for real. I agree. Detroit Gemini ask about it. Let's get it. Here go AB right here, y'all.
The head coaching search.
Well, it's certainly something that we're going to talk about a lot with the candidates, but it's maybe a little bit less on their particular view of the quarterback situation and more about their thoughts and planning for it.
And what would you? I know you mentioned Shedeur up on the side, on the podium rather. What would you like to see his offseason look like, and what have you seen these last 7 weeks building towards 2026?
I'd like to see him continue to make progress. He got valuable reps this year, starting 7 games. I think he's got to continue to make progress with his pocket management, his situational awareness, things like that. But you'd like to see him take a major step forward going into week 1.
During the game in Cincinnati, Nathan and I before.
All right, so I started watching this yesterday. I watched like the first couple minutes. I was like, all right, I ain't doing this. I wasn't going to watch it. Zedric hit me up on Patreon. He said, hey, check this out. Right around the 23-minute mark, he's going to start speaking about Shedeur. So I watched it last night as I was getting stuff ready for the show. And then I hit Zedric back and I'm like, hey, you hear he said in week 1? So he just kind of threw it in there. Then he caught himself. So let's rewind this back just a little bit. All right, we have 23-28. Let's go back 20-some seconds.
2026?
I'd like it to see him continue to make progress. He got valuable reps this year, starting 7 games. I think he's got to continue to make progress with his pocket management, his situational awareness, things like that. But you'd like to see him take a major step forward going into week 1.
During the game in Cincinnati, Nathan and I.
You'd like to see him take a major step forward going into week 1. Hey, y'all. Hey, what do y'all think that means? What do y'all think that means? Y'all tell me. What do y'all hear when y'all hear him say that? What do y'all hear? My bias is showing because I want Shedeur to be the week 1 starter. So my bias is showing. I'm just going to let y'all know. But what do y'all hear when y'all hear that? Do y'all hear no coach? Do y'all hear no coach wants to coach Shedeur? Nobody wants to be around this circus. Is that what y'all hear? Because that's not what I hear. That's not what I hear. Also, during his interview, did y'all hear him say it's about player development and how you grow our young players as well as the quarterback room? So, hey, my bias is showing. I want Shedeur to be QB1. So, y'all know how I feel about it. I make that clear. If I have a bias on the situation, I just tell y'all from the beginning. My bias is there. But y'all heard what the man said. Y'all heard what the man said. Y'all heard what he said. He said what he said. So, he said what he said. I'm hoping Stefanski plays Browns twice a year and Shedeur will own him. That would be something else. That would be something else. That would be something else. I don't think he slipped up. AB is very intentional with his words. He had to clear up the non-committal comment because people were mad about that. He is very thoughtful when he's speaking. He doesn't like speak too fast. He doesn't run through situations. He takes his time and he thinks about what he says. So, but I'm biased. I'm super biased, y'all. So I just gonna put that out there about me. Priority number 1 is Shedeur. I do think they still get a vet to appease fans, but they can easily get traded away like last year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go into camp with 4 quarterbacks. I just don't believe the 4th quarterback added will be a difference maker. I don't believe they're even going to have an opportunity to start. That's how I view the 4th one. If someone hires Stefanski, that's on them. The players in the league see how he treated Shedeur and wouldn't acknowledge him. What player in the league wants to play for that? These are the questions and these answers, Marie. Wet 11s, I believe it when I see it. I understand the sentiment. I understand it. They have their QB1, Detroit Gemini. He said what he said now. Latika. Ace. See Anderson. Zedric says, I hear investment. That's why Stefanski was fired. Yes. Development. How he treated players. Tough relationship with Shedeur. Leaking things to the media. Carson Beck is the Kirk Cousins of college. You never know if you're getting Joe Montana or Dan Orlovsky. CL7 for real. For real. I got my mother hat on. They better not play with 12. I don't think they're going to play with them. I don't think they are. They have a vet in Watson. I agree with that as well. Hey, D, would you want Brian Flores or Harbaugh? Between the two, I would take Brian Flores. I would like a younger coach. So between those two, I would take Brian Flores. I think it will be another good draft because Deepa Desta is gone. I didn't spend a lot of time on the Deepa Desta stuff because we didn't really know what he did. So you can just attach his name to anything. But if the tea leaves are true and he had a heavy influence on how they drafted guys, like I told y'all the story about them not even looking at Puka Nacua because of his age. If that is true and now AB can draft the guys that he wants, I'm excited for the draft to see how it goes. I'm excited to see how it goes. Shedeur taking a leap forward is great for Browns business. They know where the money is to be made. Talk to him, Zedric. Talk to him. Kevin offense is trash and it will be trash anywhere. They should, for real. It's outdated. It's outdated. His offense is outdated. There are enough good old boys to give Stefanski a job. Listen to how these former coaches talk about him. I agree too, man. You notice how the coaches speak highly of them, but players don't? It's kind of odd, right? You don't hear players saying that. You don't hear players saying that. He speak very clear, and we know he very strategic when it comes to finances, and we know 12 will bring in revenue. Simple math. Simple math. I think with Barry, he's in good hands. However, the coach pick will be crucial to success. I agree with that, Zedric. I'm not playing with AB. Sanders is QB1. Charmaine said, I ain't playing with you. Make sure you come correct. Who do you think will be good for Shedeur's development coach-wise? Y'all know I've been saying I want Brian Flores as my number one option. That's what I've been saying. With the Baltimore Ravens job opening up, I don't think it's realistic that the Browns are going to get Brian Flores. I think his name is too hot, and if I was him, I would go where you have an established quarterback. So I don't think we're going to get Brian Flores. I'm moving all of my focus to Clint Kubiak. I want Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator from the Seattle Seahawks. That's what I want. I want Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak. No sound again? Hold up. Hold up. All right, it's showing excellent on my end. Let me see. Don't scare me. Don't scare me like that. Let me double check this on my phone. Make sure we're going good. Let's go live. Let me make sure we good. Okay, just refresh. Yeah, refresh. Y'all know it. I get super nervous about the sound. That's the one thing. I'll stop the whole show if the sound is not right. So got to make sure the sound is good. Got to make sure it's good. Pat Shurmur for OC? No way. No parts of Pat Shurmur. No parts of him. Where did I leave off at? I also agree with the owner. They should have won more than 5 games. If he handled 12 right, they would have. I agree with that. He also said in first presser when asked about QB, he said the head coach will be involved and they'll know in a few weeks. The draft is in April. CL7111. You caught that? You caught that? Local media is hot and talking reckless because they know their access is gone. No more leaks to the media. No more wrong inside information. For real. So if you ever worked in a leadership role and if you are trying to figure out how information gets out. So if it's 5 leaders running an organization and there's information getting out, usually what they do is to try to find out who the mole is, they will put out false information. They'll put out false information and then they will track back who they said that information to. So if it's 5 people in the organization and one guy's trying to figure out who's giving false information, he pulls everybody to the side and he gives them information that is different. And whatever information gets out, they know who the mole is. That's what happened with the Cleveland Browns. So it's going to be turnover inside that building, and these beat reporters are going to have to do work. They're going to have to do work. Ms. Brown said he's going to start day 1. I wouldn't be surprised if he start day 1. You don't hear I'm waiting and looking for the players on the Browns to talk about how great of a coach he was. Stefanski. I gave Kevin Stefanski max 2 years at his next stop. Yeah, his stuff is not good. His offense is not good. Where we at? Coaches speaking highly of him are the same, saying 12 had terrible season and doesn't have talent. Clearly, don't watch the games in the film. Toolman, I agree. 12 already made his contract money back. I agree with that as well. Browns need an OC so that when they win, there will be no worries about leaving and 12 having to learn a new system over and over. Yeah, that's why I say Clint Kubiak. I've been doing some side projects on some other coaches. Clint Kubiak's system, I'm going back to what he did when he was in New Orleans. I think he could do some stuff here, y'all. I think he could do some stuff here. Shout out to y'all. Let me know the sound was good. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, see Anderson, Pat Shurmur, I can't go for it. Pat Shurmur, to me, his system is outdated. Just like Kevin Stefanski is outdated. It's going to be a fight for Kubiak because the Raiders are going after him hard. Or just, yeah, that is my first pick on the board. That's my first pick on the board. He runs a style of offense that I really appreciate. He runs his dad offense, which is that wide zone. They build off of the wide zone. He marries the run and the pass well. He's really good with using Swiss Army knife style players. So I think Harold Fannin, he could get a lot done with Harold Fannin. So that would be my first choice. He did that his first week in Cleveland. Daisha says she can hear me. I appreciate y'all. I'll be nervous about the sound. Yeah, I had to close the app out and come back in. Okay, cool. I see what it was. Stefanski was the leak. Man, I agree. I agree. Shurmur really needs to retire. Yeah, go do some TV. Actually, you get 5 different versions of bad info to the 5 people. That way you know specifically who the op is. Yes. I think I eventually got to saying it that way, Kofo, so we're on the same page. Take the whole staff out of the browser organization. For real, start over. The whole thing. I forgot, my bad. No Pat Shurmur. Now that we reason him out. Yeah, he's just outdated. Shedeur needs a youngish, innovative, up-and-coming coach who will set up Shedeur for success and can shut down the Cleveland media. I agree. Jason Lloyd tried to do something sneaky, too. The other day, Jason Lloyd tried to say that Clint Kubiak is Kevin Stefanski 2.0, and I'm like, I would not stand for that. That is not true. He grew up, his father played in the NFL, his father coached in the NFL, his father has a offensive system named after him that people still run to this day. He is nothing like Kevin Stefanski. Don't put those names together because you don't know what you're talking about. Jason Lloyd. Don't put those names together because you don't know what you're talking about. They are nothing alike. The Cleveland defense is banging. Please keep them intact. The players are intact. I believe Andrew Berry said 10 out of the 11 starters are under contract. I believe the only person we need to sign is Devin Bush. I think he is going to be a free agent. So we got to re-sign Devin Bush. But besides that, I think our guys are under contract. I don't want to change in defensive system either. I don't want to change the defensive system. Comparing Kevin Stefanski to Kubiak is a lazy take too. It's really lazy. There will be no more people in the building. Leaks. DG's fiance exposed them for real. They want everybody in that building wants Dylan to play. Okay. All right. We hear you. We hear you. Is it any more to AB? Let's see. See if there's any more what AB talking about.
That final drive said this is kind of Shedeur's closing argument, if you will, for 2026. How did you view it?
Yeah, I thought it was a great.
I'm sorry, for 2025.
Yeah, I thought it was a great situation for him to be in because you look in a game where he was scuffling. It wasn't one of his stronger games, certainly early on. It's like, hey, can we get settled and get the team in scoring position to win the game? And he was able to do that. And I think, look, you're not always going to have your fastball every week in the NFL. It's too hard. Defenses are too good. But the fact that he was able to do that and lead us on a scoring drive when we absolutely needed it, certainly a positive. Finally,
you have a timetable in your head. I know you're going to find the right guy. That's the most important thing. But realistically, would you like to have something done before Mobile, before the Combine? What does that look like?
I mean, yeah, I guess in a vacuum you'd like to have
Combine, certainly, obviously.
But I'd say this. To me, it's more about hiring process and hiring the right person than the timing. I think you think about Indianapolis a couple years ago where they thought they were hiring Josh McDaniels. That changed at the last minute. They pivot to Frank Wright. I think that happened like right at the Combine. I think they went and won 11 games that year because they found the right individual. So we're not going to be bound by artificial time barriers. Obviously, like you'd like to have adequate lead-up time into some of the league events, but if we don't, it's more important to find the right person.
I lied. Last thing. Message to the fans would be what?
My message to the fans is we know how difficult this year has been, and we appreciate the loyalty, the passion, the commitment to the team. regardless of what we're going through. And that's something we will never take for granted. My commitment to you all is to make sure that we find the right leader and build the right roster that allows us to have perennial success.
Andrew Barry,
Perennial success is the key, not that up and down sporadic stuff. Not that. Let's get to it. Yo, we probably ain't getting Brain. He's hot. Yeah, Brian Flores, we're not gonna be able to get him. We're not gonna be able to. We're not gonna be able to. Jason Lloyd was being artful in his shade. He said there might be coaches who don't want to coach Shedeur. Yeah, he tripping. Seeing Anderson, Batonio has to go too. Yeah, he just Batonio has to go. It's a wrap. Dang, what I missed. I'm at work, and as soon as the sound went out, customers came, and I couldn't fix it right then. You all good. I checked the sound for a minute, then I talked about Clint Kubiak, why I would like him. I also talked about how we probably won't get Brian Flores because his name is going to shoot up the coaching ranks on who will be good. So you didn't miss much. Kubiak will be a hot commodity. AB speaks highly of Shedeur. I agree with that. I think somebody said something about Kubiak that I wanted to respond to. The thing about Kubiak is the Cleveland Browns interviewed him last year to be the OC. He wanted to come here as the OC. His only thing was he had to call plays. He said, if I'm gonna be the OC, I gotta call plays. So he wanted to install his own offense. So Kubiak already wanted to come here. So Kubiak would have took the job here. I like when people were already in the building and the Browns were looking at them. So yeah, I like Kubiak. Why don't Q, Jason, and the rest of chase down DG for post-game interviews? Better yet, why haven't they interviewed him now to get his perspective going forward? Because they don't care. They don't care. Kofal, it's all about clicks. It's all about clicks. This is my challenge to somebody like a Jason Lloyd. If you were on the radio, if you were on UCSS, you don't like Shedeur, it's very clear. Just when they speak on Shedeur, say, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to speak on him this segment. Why wouldn't you do that? That's what I would do. I wouldn't keep talking about it if I didn't like him. People are putting their foot in their mouths because they really just don't like Shedeur. And instead of just saying, I don't like Shedeur, he's not my cup of tea, they try to give these false reasons and then they get exposed for the false reasons. It makes no sense. So it makes no sense to me. I agree. Batonio has to retire. He blocked when he wants to block. He probably used 50% of effort to protect Shedeur. Yeah, Batonio ain't it. He's been on the decline. He's going down. The bigger guy has been critical of Shedeur too. He pretends, depending on his guess. Yeah, he is he works for the Browns, man. He works for the Browns. So you know how I go. Also, AB knows firsthand what Shedeur was up against and saw he was still learning and improving for real. Jason Lloyd said coaches might not want to interview, but at the end of the day, Cleveland would get a coach since there are only 32 of these jobs. Net result, one big Nurthenberger. For real, Ivy League Mac. Honestly, Cleveland fans love Shedeur. They have claimed him, and he is not going anywhere. They were right. For real, Detroit Gemini. Tommy Reese interviewing for the head coaching job. Something or nothing. Nothing. That's out of respect. That's to show that we enjoyed his time here. That's something he can put on his resume, saying that he interviewed for a head coaching job. Because if you notice later on, do y'all remember when AB said, yeah, in 2019 and 2020, we only interviewed Kevin Stefanski. Nobody else interviewed him. That's so they can have that on their resume that they were interviewed. Somebody was interested in him as a head coach. Tommy Reese, that's a nothing burger. Nothing. If you don't want to coach a young, talented QB, you shouldn't be in the NFL. Two man, talk to him. Keep at this. All right, AB, y'all get it right, because my loyalty to the Browns is like Kevin and those quarterbacks he ran through. When Shedeur leaves, I'm out as well. Out the door. Yeah, Detroit Gemini. Clint Kubiak, they had him in the building last year. They could have got him. None of the O-line have contracts. Most of them are retiring, but I think Wyatt wants one more contract. Him being there may help. Keep saying he was horrible, but I don't see it. Wyatt was not that good. He was not that good. Wyatt was not that good. Bitonio was not that good. You got to go young. Their bodies are broken down. The solid offense you want to run and the type of running plays you want to run, they can't get out and lead block anymore. It's not the same. Not at the rate that they used to. So some people are looking at them through the lens of the offensive line being what it was this year. But if you look what they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were the best core group of offensive linemen in the league. At one point, Joe Bitonio and Wyatt Teller were the highest paid guards in the league. They were the top 2 guards in the league. They're not that anymore. So if you judge them based on what they've done in a Browns uniform, they have fell off a cliff. They fell off a cliff. Tommy Reese, he got to go. Yeah, Tommy got to go. Schefter just tweeted about it. I wonder if Kevin downfall was him not hiring Clint. It has something to do with it because he wanted to run his own offense. His offense could look a lot better if he would have brought him in here. Jim Schwartz tomorrow too. Man, see, I know people want to keep Jim Schwartz. I would keep Jim Schwartz as a DC, Jim Schwartz as a head coach. Then we are not going to get a top tier offensive play caller. If you want one of the high offensive play callers, they got to be the head coach. So I like Jim Schwartz, love Jim Schwartz, what he's done here, but I wouldn't sacrifice getting one of the top up and coming offensive play callers for Jim Schwartz. I wouldn't do it. Not when you got this young of an offense. You need somebody young who can grow with these guys because you have so many young players playing. So I wouldn't do it. No to Tommy Reese, for real. No to Tommy Reese. They keep talking about the fans or distractions. How exactly? They need to stay off social media then. It's not real life, for real. Judy is going to be forced to catch passes, run routes, play hard next season, or be exposed even more. The light is bright with 12. That's a fact. That's a fact. Tommy not getting that job, I don't think so either. Want the rookie QBs to win when the teams are bad. For real, it's not going to match. I want to see Judy gone or number 3 receiver. He can't be counted on. Yeah, he has to. He definitely can't be number 1. I would definitely bump him down to, at the highest he could be as a number 2 receiver. At the highest. So more likely a number 3. Daisha, all good. I got you. All good. All good. All right, let's get to it. What we got next? Do we want to do arena? Let me see. Yeah, let's do arena. Let's check out what Skip talking about.
That they had a horrible O-line. The receiving core is absolutely terrible, and he didn't have the coaching side to really develop him. But there's a reporter from ESPN, who's actually the Browns ESPN reporter, that still thinks they need to solve the quarterback issue, okay? So I want to get to a quote of what he said, because the Browns had the number 6 pick in the draft, and this is what the reporter said. The Browns cycled through 3 quarterbacks amid another double-digit loss season. Neither Gabriel or Sanders established himself as a surefire long-term option. Cleveland is in a position to potentially solve the organization's decades-long search for a franchise quarterback, saying that they're going to draft a quarterback at their number 6 pick, which...
And they got the second, they have 2
first-round picks. I mean, yeah, so Cody, are you surprised by this? Should they draft a quarterback with those picks?
Yes, I'm surprised, and no, they should not draft a quarterback with those picks. Absolutely not. Their biggest needs right now, you mentioned it, Kinsey, is offensive line and wide receiver.
It's insane.
If you draft a quarterback, doesn't matter who it is, pick any of the quarterbacks from the draft, even bring in a guy in and you put him behind that offensive line and that receiver core right now that they have, I don't care what guy it is, veteran or not, that gives them no chance to succeed. They're going to need some help around them. They're going to have to get some pieces around them. So in this draft, I think they need to address 2 positions like I mentioned. The first is offensive line. The Browns had the worst offensive line alongside the Raiders this season of any team in the NFL. And they're going to lose a couple guys that were starters this year, Bitonio, Jenkins, Teller. They're all free agents, so they potentially could be gone. So now you have to add talent and depth. And there's some really good tackles in this upcoming draft. Spencer Fano from Utah, his teammate Lomu is another really good player. The Maui Noah kid from Miami. There's 3 good tackles right now at that 6th spot. I think they could go get.
The Miami kid's projected to go like top 3 or 4.
He's a good player. If he falls to that 6th spot, I think the Browns would jump on him. But Fano's also really good too, the kid from Utah. But either one of those kids, in my opinion, you could plug and play right away, and they can make immediate impact from day one.
I agree with Cody there. I agree with Cody. Jerry Jeudy needs to go. Shedeur does not trust him at all. You can see that in the video. Yeah, they stuck with Jerry Jeudy for at least one more season. They stuck with him. Honestly, Jim could go coach the Raiders, and we revamp the D and bring whoever the new head coach wants. For real. Swartz can stay if he get that run defense together. They should, yeah. Our run defense, it's just not consistent enough. Hey D, do Haslam and Barry traditionally have messages to the fans? Because I felt like they were talking to me, or at least my money. That's probably the most direct I can remember them being to the fans in a long time. They're usually not making sure they speak directly to the fans like that. Haslam didn't do it before the year. Barry didn't do it before the year. So that's something different. It's something different. That's what she took from that article. Yeah, you see, they only took two. They took 4 sentences. So, and they didn't even say Daniel's name. And y'all know how they do, man. Y'all know how they do. This is the issue with some of these shows. Producers are picking this, and producers are sorting through and determining what the topic's going to be and what you're going to highlight. We need to build from Shedeur. Need some new folks. Wide receiver, O-line, tight end. I agree with that. Let's get back to it.
Then also the receiver spot. If you don't take a quarterback, or if you don't take a offensive lineman at 6, look at some of the receivers, because right now in that room, they don't have a proven guy. I like some of the young guys. I will say this. Going back and watching the tape, Isaiah Bond, I think, has some potential to be a good player. Undrafted. Okay. Tillman, the third-year guy out of Tennessee, he's shown some flashes. And Corley, the other guy, shown some flashes towards the end of the year. They're all young players that I think could be role players going forward with a good foundation. But
Fannin Jr.
Detroit Gemini, they're not having honest conversations. What they are doing is they are setting the bar higher than what they believe he can get to in any defined amount of time, so it always look like he's a failure. That's their goal. Their goal is not to be objective. Their goal is not to have an honest conversation. Their goal is to make sure the view is slanted to make Shedeur shine in a negative light. That's their intentions. So since that's their intentions, that's how they're going to slant everything. They're just going to slant it. That's all. That's all. Most of them you can't even listen to. You can't. If you ask them, okay, he has to be a top quarterback. What are the traits of a top quarterback? They won't tell you. They will just start naming names, but they can't tell you what the traits are. They can't tell you what the skill set is. They can't tell you what he needs to improve to get there. So it's not a real conversation. It's not a real conversation.
Yeah, but I'm looking in the receiver core. But right. You have to go out and get a proven veteran. Yeah. But you also could draft some players in this upcoming draft. If you don't take a tackle at 6, I like that Jordan Tyson kid out of Arizona State. I also like Tate.
I like Tate
out of Ohio State. But I don't think they'll jump and take a receiver at 6. I think they're going to address the offensive line first. But like we mentioned, they also have another draft that they got from the Jaguars. We don't know where that's going to be. And there's also some receivers I like later in the draft. Mekhi Lemon from USC. I might be biased, but I think that kid's legit. He has a lot of potential. He could potentially be in that mid to late round.
Some of these names aren't bad. Jordan Tyson, I think he has all the skills in the world, but he's been injured too much for me. Of course, I like Carnell Tate. Mekhi Lemon is just a little bit too small. I want a receiver who is not 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". I want a taller receiver. So I don't think it's terrible, but we have enough small receivers. Also, Doggy Bone put me on to the tackle from Miami. I think it's Maua. I would take him at number 6. I would just take him at number 6. I would take him at number 6. If Caden Proctor fell to the second round, I would take Caden Proctor out of Alabama. I would take either of the tackles from Utah. So I know we need wide receivers, but I would want an offensive line first. So if we can get the number 1 offensive lineman on the board, I would take him at number 6. At the end of the first round, if one of those tackles I name is still there, I would take one of them. If not, then I would go receiver. But I would throw heavy resources. If I could get 2 of the top 5 tackles in the first round, I'm taking both of them. It's not going to be sexy picks. It's not going to be, everybody clapping on stage when we draft them. But our offensive line is so bad. That is what I would do. And in the second round, I would look at wide receiver. I would not take a wide receiver with the number 6 pick. If I was going to take a wide receiver, it would be because a wide receiver that I really loved, they fell to that late pick from Jacksonville. If it wasn't that, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm going, our offensive line is so bad. If Cleveland has since they hired Kessler in some form, yeah, I don't know. He got some scars. I don't know if he wanted anything to do with the Browns. We need a wide receiver 1 that could beat coverage on the first step and fast. That would be Shedeur, Jamar Chase, or Lamb that could beat you consistently. I agree with the sentiment, but our offensive line is so bad, they don't know who to block. If I can get, I look at it like this. If I can get 2 of the top 5 offensive linemen, I would take that, and I would take a receiver who was in the top 10 at his position, and I would take the 2 high offensive linemen. That's how I would look at it, because our offensive line is that bad. Our offensive line will open up the run game. Run game will open up the play action. It's so much you can manipulate if you have a good offensive line. You cannot do that with skilled players and no run and no offensive lineman. So that would be my approach. It's not gonna have everybody cheering on draft day, but that's what I would do. And then also at some point when the drama slows down before the draft, we're gonna do a mock draft on live, and we're gonna go through it together so y'all can see, like, when you do the mock draft, you can have an idea, you can have a game plan of who you want to pick, and then guys get picked, and then you got to pivot and go somewhere else. So we definitely gonna do a mock draft together. We'll do a couple of them. We'll do some mock drafts together. Bro, Magua is legit. I was all in on him until I found out he was right tackle. They need left tackle. I'm not a fan of switching tackle to the other side. DeJuan, prime example. Fano could do both sides. Yeah, the Browns offensive line was so bad. Right tackle, I'm taking him. He's that good. Even at right tackle, I'm taking him. It don't matter. They don't have a right tackle who is better. So I'm taking him a right tackle. I'm telling you, man, the line is bad. The line is bad. I'm taking both of them. I'm surprised Jordan Seaton have not entered the transfer portal. He loyal to Coach Prime, and he likes Shedeur little brother. He already know he going first round anyways. Yes, and Jordan Seaton is going to shine in the go-go offense. He's going to shine in the go-go offense. He going to shine, y'all. I'm telling you. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I can talk about Colorado and the go-go offense. Y'all going to keep hearing me say the go-go offense. It's going to open things up. It's going to open things up. Jordan Seaton is really going to shine in that offense. Just know it. D. Barry says their resources are going to the offense, and it will be ludicrous to go for a high-pick QB. Yeah, it makes no sense. I agree with you, D. Get those online guys first. I'll be happy over here. We need the whole online. The whole thing. The whole thing. We could possibly get Kevin Coleman, who's a coachable wide receiver. He probably go 3rd or 4th. He's played with Shedeur before. I remember you told me about him, Tessa. He played at Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where you said he played at Missouri. I agree. You can always get a wide receiver in round 2 for real. For real. Harbaugh can bring LeJohntay Webster with him. Man, they're not letting him go. They're not letting him go. Doggy bone. It'll be wishful thinking, but they ain't letting him go. They ain't letting him go. He playing in key games. They ain't letting him go.
Every time I turned on the TV, he was open.
Contested catches, not the biggest guy in the world, right around 5'10", and not the fastest guy in the world, but quick, shifty, and all he does is make contested catches, which is really cool to see. The other guy, too, the Boston kid out of Washington, Denzel Boston, good player that I think will be available in the later first round. But, yeah, I think right now, if you go try and draft a quarterback at that 6th spot.
They could get tackles who are free agents. The problem is cost. So the cost associated with getting them. If you're looking at a top tackle, you might pay him $25 million a year. So if you get if we draft a tackle at number 6, I think the salary is slotted for around between $14 and $16 million a year. So just off you drafting them, they're younger, less wear and tear on their body. You could be saving $9 to $10 million a year just off the simple fact that you drafted them versus going free agent. Free agency is the most expensive way the most expensive way to upgrade your team. The most expensive way. But Coach Prime seriously need to get the O-line for Juju and don't put him through what Shedeur had to go through. He already got Jordan. Add a few more. I agree with that. Shedeur gifted Jordan a Maybach. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Colorado is cooking in the portal. They got some dogs. Yeah, I'm seeing they getting some linebackers who were captains on their team. They got 2 of them. I'm excited for what Colorado is doing. I'm excited. When you doing your mock draft, probably not until the college football playoff is over. When the college football playoff is over, we're gonna do a mock draft. We're gonna do it right here on YouTube. Craig, what's going on? How you feeling? Yeah, when the college football playoff is over, we'll do a couple mock drafts. Just so people can see, like, it's one thing to go in with a plan and you say, I want this guy, this guy, this guy. Okay. Well, the first one, we might do a mock draft and we might pick Carnell Tate at number 6 and see what happens. Then on this one, we might pick a tackle and see what happens. Or what if Tate is already gone before you get there? Or if the tackle is already gone before you get there? So mock draft really open your eyes up to how things can change on the fly. So you got to have a longer term plan with it. So at some point, we're going to do it most likely after the college football playoff is complete and we have a national champion.
You're putting them in a terrible position going into this offseason. Shedeur has earned the right to compete for that starting role. Deshaun Watson is still there as well.
Yep.
Paid him a ton of money, so I anticipate them to let those guys can compete. And then maybe bring in another guy if you want a veteran or a third presence in there to compete with those guys. But, yeah, I don't think they address the quarterback position right now. I think they're good there. They need to address other pieces first before they look at that.
I think these guys get this shit wrong all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even know who we don't even know who the head coach is. The head coach, he may come in and love Shedeur.
Yeah.
He may come in and love Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? So then I look at the draft orders. You're not getting Mendoza. He going to Vegas. He going to be the number 1 pick. We finna talk about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. He going to Vegas. Number 2 pick is the Jets. They need a quarterback. Why would they trade? If Moore came out, why would they not draft him? They going to trade to let y'all get him and not get him? Like, what are we doing? After that is Arizona. Shit, they need a quarterback. Like, they riding with Brissett. If they're not riding with Brissett and Moore is available, they going to, like, you're not going to get Moore or Mendoza, so who is this quarterback you going to draft?
Yeah, I'm also not impressed with the quarterback.
Who's left
in this draft? That's
what I'm saying. Like, who's left
I think the next guy would be Ty Simpson. From Alabama.
John
But I think if he goes first, it'll be I think he'll be a project guy.
Later. He's not a top 5.
Indiana destroyed him.
But he's not a top 5 guy at all.
I'm telling you on the list right now, that list, I think
I see what you're saying.
Would be that next guy.
So this quarterback Cleveland could get at 6, or how would they trade up and get Moore or Mendoza? They can't.
Yeah.
Because
anybody would take that.
Both those first-round picks, but I don't think.
I'm gonna tell you, he made that. Whoever wrote that made that statement without doing what we just did.
Like,
bro, talking.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland, dealing with the reporters and the media in Cleveland is misery. And every year they looking for a fresh start, no matter who it is and where they at. And that's what that quote is all about. Like, to me, there's one quarterback in this draft really deserving to be even in the first round, and that's Mendoza, the first overall pick. The rest of these guys, I ain't gonna call them bums, but they not first-round draft picks. We seen it in Alabama.
Talk to him, TJ Ward. They're not first round. This is the first time I looked at Aqib with the side eye when he said low ball Shedeur on the second contract. I understand the context of what he was saying. He was saying, hey, he's a 5th-round pick. They're gonna try to low ball him. I don't think it was any ill will towards Shedeur. That's what the NFL tries to do. So I heard him say that as well, but I don't agree with it. I just think that Shedeur needs to take them for every penny. Every penny. Pay me what you owe me. Every penny. So let's do something, y'all. We have an idea of how the arena feels about Shedeur and they feels about this situation. Let's do this. We got that.
But if it doesn't work out with Shedeur, okay.
Let me pause it. So we got to throw this thing back. I told y'all there's a couple things that I'm going to show y'all about Jason Lloyd and the receipts. There's a couple things I'm going to show y'all. So let's run it back, roll it back. All right, so this is from, I said this in May. This was May 3rd of 2025. May 3rd of 2025, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff.
He alone was a 5th-round pick, so it's not a big deal.
If it's a disaster, if it's a surf.
Fair use for all the videos I'm using. Fair use for all the videos I'm using. I got 2 clips from Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. That was my old mic and everything. Let me skip this forward while I'm talking. Let's get to Jay. Where I recognize it's the right one. The owners meeting. When is the owners meeting? Is the owners meeting before the NFL? The timeline is very important, so I got to find out which clip it is.
If it doesn't meet his responsibilities, they can just cut him and walk away.
I will say, I think the storylines about the drama surrounding him got.
So, Jason was saying they could cut ties with Shedeur before the season started, y'all. He was saying this in May. I got to take it back. I got to show y'all a timeline of how long he's been doing and saying this. People catching on to it now. I caught this in May. I was like, something funny, looking funny in the light. This is from a live stream I did titled "Don't Believe the Lies."
Way overblown. Like that was not being talked about that much
Okay,
before
this
the
is
draft.
the clip.
And then all
Let
of
me
a sudden when he
slow-
gets dropped,
slow
all these
down.
things get brought up. I had never heard he was a bad leader or his teammates didn't like him. I don't know. Where did
Well, pre-draft there was the unnamed executive. There was a lot. I came back from the owners meetings and I sat here and told you guys there's a lot of crap out there on Shedeur, but I'm not going to tell you what I know.
Yeah, you said you didn't want to repeat it.
I'm not going to crap on this kid before he.
And that was responsible.
So, Jason has been talking about Shedeur in this way since May, and he's been hearing things since the owners meeting. The owners meeting, y'all. Y'all hear that? He didn't just start. He did not just start this. Let me show y'all something else. I got something else to show y'all. Because a lot of people, they think Jason Lloyd just started this. That was in May. This is an article by Jason Lloyd. Let me make sure y'all see the title. Oh, man. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see the title. I want y'all to see the title. Jason Lloyd has been on some trash for a long time, y'all. He didn't just start. He didn't just start now. That's Jason Lloyd right there. That's Jason Lloyd, y'all. Shedeur Sanders saga needs to end for the Browns to move ahead. The date on this, actually, I want to show y'all the date. I don't want to tell you the date. I want to show you the date so you can see it. I don't want y'all to think it's manipulated. I don't want y'all to think I'm doing something funny. I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all see that date? Jason Lloyd wrote this article. He wrote this article October 9th, 2025. He updated it on October 10th, 2025. Y'all see what that title says? Shedeur Sanders saga needs to end for the Browns to move forward. He never wanted Shedeur in Cleveland. He's been speaking this way for a very long time. If you started following me around September, y'all know I barely said Jason's name, and this was the reason why. I barely said his name because I saw all the stuff he did all throughout the year. All of it. Who was talking about Jason Lloyd in May of 2025? Who was calling him out in May? Me. That's who. I've been on his neck a long time. This didn't just start for me. That's why on Monday's stream I said, we cannot let these people switch up. They are trying to push Shedeur out of the NFL. I know some people probably watch it back and they're probably thinking, dang, that's kind of extreme that you're saying that. No, Jason Lloyd has always been this way. He's always viewed Shedeur this way. He never liked Shedeur. He would have been better off saying Shedeur is not my cup of tea, not by trying to put out all these false things about Shedeur, telling us Shedeur is the worst quarterback. Why would he do that, y'all? Now, you got a little backstory. May, he was talking this way. He came from the owners' meeting talking this way. He was talking this way in October. Y'all heard him say a couple weeks ago, Shedeur is the worst quarterback since 2000. Now let's listen to what he's saying now. Let's listen to what he's saying now, y'all. Let's get to it.
Jason Lloyd.
And also, this is why you can't take it light. You can't take it easy on these people. Because they have an agenda. This is an agenda, y'all. This is what you're witnessing. You're witnessing an agenda against a person who has done nothing to him. Every chance Jason Lloyd gets, he said, but I like Shedeur. Miss me with that. A long time ago, I told y'all, when people say, but I like Shedeur, but I like the kid, I like him as a person, I said, those people are the people who really hate Shedeur. And we are seeing it play out with Jason Lloyd. We're seeing it play out. Jason Lloyd didn't mention EPA when he was talking about Shedeur this time. Why didn't he mention EPA? Because it's a team stat. If you're part of my Patreon, you know I highlighted how the top guy for EPA this year is Malik Willis. Does anybody believe Malik Willis is the best quarterback in the NFL? No, not at all. You don't believe that. Nobody believes that. EPA is a team stat. It lets you know how efficient a offense is, not a quarterback stat. It's a team stat. That's why he brought up EPA one time. We pulled the receipts. We talked about EPA. He never brought up EPA again. He never even compared Shedeur's EPA versus the EPA of the other guys who play quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Never did it, y'all. Why do y'all think that is? It was never legit. It was always he has an issue with Shedeur. None of this is about football. None of it. Let's listen to what he said, y'all.
Said something today on With the Morning Boys. He said something that's going to piss some of you off. It pissed me off. And I want to be clear here that when we react, I'm reacting to a thought that Jason's having that I do.
Hold up, wait a minute. Let me do something. Let me play something for y'all. Before we get to what Jason Lloyd is going to say, I want to play this from Grant Delpit, and I want y'all to hear it. This is a player inside the locker room. Let's see how they view Shedeur Sanders. Let's not go based on the people who are, snatching crumbs from the cafeteria, asking people walking down the hall what you feel about Shedeur. Let's hear from somebody who actually plays on a team with Shedeur, how they view Shedeur. Then we're going to get to Jason Lloyd. Grant Delpit, talk to us.
Yeah, I think that dude, man, Shedeur got crazy fan base. He got the spark, the stardom, and all that, and he's popping it right now. So I just tell him keep popping it, man. Keep doing what he's doing, and we got you on defense. So we're gonna get you that ball back, and keep riding that energy, man, because we need it. Yeah, I think that.
Keep that energy because we need it. And we're going to get you the ball back as a defense? Players in the locker room, they're saying it. So who are we going to believe? We're going to believe players in the locker room, or are we going to believe Jason Lloyd's sources? Let's listen to it, y'all.
Do think people around the NFL actually echo that. I think that this isn't just Jason saying this. I think it's informed by what he hears from people around the NFL. But Jason was on with the Ken Carman Show talking about Shedeur and his future with the Cleveland Browns.
Look at everything that Kevin went through over the last year with Shedeur and some of the stupidity and nonsense that was out there. What coach would want to sign up for that, particularly when he didn't play that well? He wasn't that good. Like, I've been pretty adamant. He shouldn't be on this team. Like, to me, Shedeur should not be on this team next year. He's not.
Shedeur should not be on this team. It's crazy, y'all. Shedeur should not be on the team. He said it with a straight face, too. He said that with a straight face he shouldn't be on the team. It's crazy, man. And they wonder why they get the pushback that they get. Let me look it up for you, TK. I'll tell you the exact date that the Cleveland Browns put that out. I'll tell you the exact date while we're listening to this nonsense from Jason Lloyd.
not good enough to be the starter, and this organization is not stable and mature enough to have him as a backup. They've proven that. So what, are you going to draft another quarterback and put him atop Shedeur and then all?
Yep. EPA was really an indictment against Kevin Stefanski's offense. Yes, it was. The Browns' EPA was bad before Shedeur got here. All you got to do is go back to last year. It was bad last year when Kevin Stefanski was calling plays. The Browns' offense didn't get good and start producing until he gave up play calls to Ken Dorsey.
All this stuff comes back again about, well, what about Shedeur? When are you going to play Shedeur? Like, no thanks, hard pass.
This literally happens all the time in the NFL. Just as a quick aside, oh, hey, that guy started for us last year. Now he's the backup. That's called the NFL.
That's called like the Saints every year.
There you go. TK Grand Delpit said that. Nope, that's not the sweatshirt. Let me find the sweatshirt he had on. I'm going to tell you the date. Let me keep looking. I think he speaks every week. I'll find the date for you that he said it. I'll find a date for you. With the foolishness of Cleveland, I don't know why long-term fans are all on medication. These guys are crazy. So crazy. They're so crazy. Based on Jason's logic, there was never an adult in the room. They aren't mature enough to handle Shedeur. I guess that's why Kevin Stefanski got fired. He couldn't handle it. Funny that DG caused more drama in the organization with his fiance than Shedeur, who's the distraction. I've been saying that for a long time, Craig. I've been saying Dylan Gabriel's the distraction. Dylan Gabriel was going at the reporters with his competitors and entertainers comment. I remember Stephen A. Smith was about to go off on Dylan Gabriel. The Browns released that Joe Flacco was going to be the starter. Dylan Gabriel also had to think at halftime, if you wait for, or not halftime, but if you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting all your life. Then he had the fiance thing. Dylan Gabriel is the distraction, not Shedeur. They just want to say that.
For the previous decade. Yeah, I don't know what we're getting at here. The Raiders for a million years.
I want to make it clear.
Jason Lloyd, that interview was after the Raiders game with Delpit. Okay, thank you, Marie. I appreciate it because I was going through looking at it and responding. I appreciate you, Marie. Jason Sanders, an apology. He does. Where was it? I think reporters don't realize players have their own blackball list, and he just made it. Nobody's talking to Jason Lloyd. Nobody's talking to him. Sources and all this stuff he's gonna talk about, they gonna cut his water off. They're gonna cut his water off. It's off. You can see at the end of Bucky's last video, one of his teammates told Shedeur, "You legendary for real." The other one at the beginning of the video looked in the camera, pointing, saying he's him for real. Dylan's career is probably over anyway. Yeah, he's just gonna be a camp arm. He's gonna be a camp arm.
Clear that when I say this, I'm speaking to the idea. I'm not speaking to Jason. I like Jason a lot. I think that this line of thinking is still too prevalent when it comes to people that talk about Shedeur. Jason, the part we didn't play there is part of his answer, and Ken went back at him. I thought Ken did a great job kind of pushing back.
No, that was good. And I want examples. This is exactly what I was thinking in the moment. It's like, give me the examples you don't like, Jason.
And the best thing we got was he mimed some words.
That pantomiming really hurt Shedeur for some reason.
It became like he like called somebody a bad word, like he called somebody an unforgivable word, like a slur or something. But I just can't do this. I cannot do what I think is a lazy narrative around the NFL. Not that Jason's. This is again, Jason is informed by what he hears from people.
Stop defending Jason. Stop defending Jason. Stop defending Jason. I know that y'all have him as a guest sometimes. Stop defending him. Jason is a grown adult with children and a family and a wife. He makes his own decisions. Stop defending him. Stop saying he's only repeating what people say. Stop saying that. He chooses to repeat the stuff he says. He's an adult. Stop babying him. Stop babying him. Jason said this stuff. Jason said this stuff. I showed y'all going back. This was in May he was saying this. October he was saying this. A couple weeks ago he's saying this. He's saying this now in January. Stop. Don't defend him. Let Jason stand on his words. He's a writer, right? He's a writer, right?
I think part of the conversation as a head coach, I think it's the greatest litmus test in the world. hey, what do you think about Shedeur? And if you go, poor Kevin Stefanski, he had questions. Like the whole point of, wow, you can't have Shedeur back. The whole point on why this was supposed to be torture for a head coach is Kevin Stefanski got a lot of stupid questions about Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. Have we listened to these press conferences? It's an occupational hazard.
Well, but I am interested in that side of this, by the way. The idea of if you really want this job, you're trying to be a head coach for the Browns, you really want this job, and you're trying to give them the answers you think they want instead of whatever your genuine answer is. How do they answer this with Shedeur?
I think you answer it honestly.
That's it. Full stop. How do you answer the question? If you're a head coach and you were interviewing for the Cleveland Browns job and they ask you, what do you think about Shedeur? Tell them what you think about Shedeur. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you are a person who is going to get in front of Andrew Berry, and if you're interviewing, obviously you want to coach the Browns, and you are trying to determine if you're going to say the right thing that they want to hear about Shedeur, I don't want that coach. I want the coach who is just going to get up there and say what he feels about Shedeur and keep it moving. That's what I want. I want people who stand on what they say. I don't want people who dance in the gray area. I don't want people who are going to say they love Shedeur to get the job, and we're going to ride with Shedeur, and then a year and a half later, he's going to be pushing Shedeur out the window. That's not what I want. I want the guy who just says and calls it like they see it. Too many people dance around stuff. The media dance around stuff. You have coaches who dance around stuff. Tell it like it is. If that gets you the job, cool. If it doesn't get you the job, cool. Tell it like it is. They need to leave Shedeur alone and stop saying he needs to be in a QB competition. For some reason. So if you are a person who doesn't, if you are not a self-starter, if you don't motivate yourself, if you are not the reason why you want to be great, you need competition. The difference is Shedeur wakes up and wants to do this and be the best every day. He wants to be legendary. So he doesn't need competition to bring out the best in him. It's the people who have never competed who think that they need competition to be good. Because if nobody was actually watching them, they would be trash. Those are the people who say, we need a competition. You don't need a competition when you want to show up to be great. Do they put Myles Garrett in a defensive end competition every year for him to be great? Do they put Denzel Ward in a cornerback competition every year for him to be great? Was Mason Graham in a defensive tackle competition for him to be great? Was Carson Schlesinger in a linebacker competition for him to be great? Was Quinshon Judkins in a running back competition for him to be great? The stuff don't make sense, y'all. It doesn't make sense. At some point, the losers got to stop having the loudest voices. The people who haven't achieved got to stop having the loudest voices. We should be listening to people who are self-motivated and want to be great every day when they wake up. Not the people who need a paycheck to push them to be great. Not the people who need competition to push them to be great. If you don't wake up wanting to be the best, I don't want you on my team. If you don't put in the work to be the best, I don't want you on my team. If you are going to cover a team or a sport for 8, 9, 10 years and you don't know the difference between a play action and a run pass action, I don't need you covering my team. That's all it is, y'all. It's very clear. If you don't want to be the best, I don't need you anywhere near my organization. If you are not going to watch the film and tell me what the tape says, I don't need you covering my team. If you can't get on a microphone and speak about what you see, I don't need you covering my team. If every time I ask you a question about what you think, you tell me I spoke to so-and-so, I don't need you covering my team. That's all it is, y'all. The losers don't get to make the rules. The winners make the rules. Winners make the rules. Always remember that. The winners. We didn't fire Kevin Stefanski because he was a winner. We fired him because he was a loser. Losers don't make the rules. The losers are out there scrambling and scraping. The winners, as defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators. They are getting poached from teams because they are the winners. That's all it is, y'all. That's all it is. How long has Berry been with the organization? Andrew Berry was with the team from 2016 to 2018. He got rehired in 2020 after they hired Kevin Stefanski. So he's been with the team overall for 8 years. His second stint with the team has been this last 6 years. That's the biggest problem with Browns media. Most of them don't know the sport they cover. Craig, that's it. Also, I wish they would pull that QB competition after bold-faced lying this year saying it was an open competition. For real. The Browns should ban the negative speaking beat reporters as part of the new Cleveland Browns moving forward. Black Pearl, I agree. I agree. It's so crazy how they just word vomit themselves into believing anything and everything. No critical thinking, just vibes and rumors. Shaking my head. For real. Do you think these media made-up narratives will have any effect on whether the Browns move forward with Shedeur for the upcoming 2026 season? I think it means nothing. I think it means nothing, Black Pearl. D, facts. And the people are so intimidated by a person not needing motivation to be the best they can be. We see it on our jobs every day. Every single day. No QB competition. I wish they stopped saying that too. For real. It shows you the Cleveland media is full of ish. Who would even want a coach who couldn't speak truth in an interview? Manhood, then leadership. Kofal, for real. For real. Interviewing Bengals OC2 if it hasn't been mentioned. Man, I don't know about these people we interviewing. I'm just gonna tell y'all. Not scrambling and scraping. All right, Meek Mills. Marie, sometimes it just come out. They scrambling and scraping. And Shedeur not afraid of competition. He been competing all his life. He expects competition for real. Get in a washer dryer setup. So I've been in and out. All good, Zedric. All good. All good. Let's get back to it.
Like, I know you want to get the job, but I think Andrew Berry is in Shedeur's corner in one way or another. Answer it honestly.
I always thought he was in Shedeur's corner as well, and so, but like at this point, what exactly is that best answer? What answer do we think that the Browns want to hear? If you're sitting across and the head coach is a potential head coach candidate, what answer would you specifically want to hear?
I wouldn't have an answer. No, that's not true. I would just want to what have you seen from him on tape? I don't care about the outside noise. What have you seen from the kid? Have you met him? What do you think of him? Because if you've met him, we saw him. He seems like a really great kid.
I mean, it's a tough question to answer, right? Because if you go into the idea that, he had no offensive line, he dealt with a million different injuries on the offensive side of the ball, basically no skill position players of value. Jerry Jeudy's not a true number one. Like, you're just trashing the offense at the start of the convo to the guy that built the offense.
You think Andrew Berry doesn't know that offensive line was problematic?
Doesn't mean he's going to want to hear it. Then
don't take the job.
But it's tough, though.
Jonathan, you were surprising me taking this side of this argument, taking the what do the Browns want to hear. I was trying to figure out what you got going on. Is it true Brian requested an interview? I would have to look into it. They can only interview losing teams. The winners are in the playoffs, so they will have to wait on them. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know if Brian Flores. I could look at it while we were listening to them. Jonathan surprised me on this. This is a contrarian thing, but you say what you feel. Don't get up there trying to figure out what somebody want to say. The worst thing you could do in life, in any situation, if it's a relationship, if it's a friendship, if it's at work, the worst thing you can do is try to guess what somebody wants to hear and tell them that thing. You have to say what you believe and stand on what you believe. You can't play these games. I'm telling y'all, I've been a recruiter. I've interviewed thousands of people. You think I don't know when somebody is trying to fish for what they think I want to hear? If I ask you an open-ended question and your answer is very short and you come right back to me and you're trying to fishing for how I view something, I already know you playing this game. You can see right through it. If I ask any one of y'all in the chat, do you want Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback number one going into next year? Are y'all going to dance around the answer or y'all going to tell me what y'all feel? It's easy. People think that a person interviewing you can't see through these games. They see through it, y'all. It's a waste of time. I've watched so many qualified people lose positions that they should have had because they were trying to play the game. Don't play the game. Stand on what it is. This is what it is. That's what you got to do. I think Barry wants to win and win with this quarterback. He will want to see if the one being interviewed will tell the truth with no hee-haw. For real. Tell me the truth. I'm telling you, I interviewed thousands of people. As soon as I detect a person is fishing for what I want to hear, I'm telling y'all, I'm sitting here taking the notes. I'm just like this. When you're in interview setting, I'm looking at them. Okay. Tell me why you're interested in this position. Well, I've been a fan of football since I was a young kid. I grew up around sports. I played sports at this level. I had an injury where I couldn't continue my playing career, but I always had a passion for it. It's something that won't go away. I always had the itch, and I want to be around it, and I enjoy the camaraderie, and I enjoy the opportunity to be a leader of men. Okay. All right. Not a bad answer. Not a bad answer. I want you to rank the 3 quarterbacks we have on the roster, and I want you to tell me what you've seen on tape from them in their last 6 starts each. Tell me the thing you like the most. So rank them first. Okay. All right. So who's your number 1 quarterback? Okay. All right. Oh, Deshaun Watson. Okay. Deshaun Watson, that's your number 1 quarterback. Who's your number 2 quarterback? Shedeur? Okay. All right. Shedeur number 2. So that would mean Dylan would be number 3 naturally then, right? Okay. Got it. All right. Dylan's number 3. Okay. Got it. All right. What do you like most about Deshaun Watson? What made you select him as your number 1 quarterback out of the 3? Experience in the NFL. Okay. Okay. His time at Houston, he was regarded as one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the league. Okay, got you. So you really enjoy his experience. Got it. Also, his athleticism. Okay, all right, got it. And you picked Shedeur Sanders at number 2. What do you like about Shedeur? What did you see? Okay. He can make the deep throw. Okay. His accuracy was good. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Accuracy. The team tends to rally around him. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Got it. And with Dylan Gabriel, he's number 3. What did you like about Dylan Gabriel? You like Dylan Gabriel's arm talent? Okay. Interesting. Got it. What else do you like about Dylan Gabriel? He seems to be a leader of men. Really? Okay. Have you met Dylan Gabriel before? You never met him? Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Where did you ever get to see his personality or him interact with other guys where you got to see that he was a leader of men? Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. So you have the same representation as Dylan Gabriel? Really? Okay. Oh. So y'all went to a golf outing together? Oh, okay. Okay. Golf outing, really? How's your golf swing? What's your handicap? Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it. Well, as you know, this is going to be a long interview process. We're not limiting this to, candidates with experience. We're looking at candidates with no head coaching experience. And what we're going to do is we'll be in touch with you because we have some other interviews lined up. And we just want to make sure that we give everyone a fair shot and an equal opportunity to show us why they should be the head coach. Great meeting you. We'll be in touch. We'll be in contact. They get up, they leave. Y'all know what we're going to do? Send the email. Cross them off the list. Not honest. Cross them off the list. Cross them off the list. That's how it goes, y'all. That's how you go through an interview. I've done it thousands of times, y'all. Thousands of times. As soon as they get to the point where they are trying to fish for what I want to hear, I'm coasting through the rest of the interview, y'all. I'm coasting through it. At that point, I could do the interview with my eyes closed. With my eyes closed. The dead giveaway was they think I'm higher up on Dylan Gabriel than they are. Not gonna work, y'all. Not gonna work. So go into that interview if you want to, trying to figure out what you believe the Browns want to hear. Do your thing. But when you get that official Cleveland Browns letter in the mail saying that they decide to go in a different direction with their selection of a head coach, that'll be a reason why. That'll be a reason why, y'all. Hey, don't tell me I don't entertain y'all. Don't tell me I don't teach y'all something. Don't tell me, y'all. Don't tell me I don't. Don't tell me I don't. Hello, can I speak to Jimmy? Jimmy, I need to nominate D as head coach and Off the Record Family as a new media. Please and thank you. For real. For real. DG keeps the weeds under control with those dirt balls. For real. Jason Lloyd wanted Bailey Zappi to play before Shedeur. Unbelievable. He did. So did Mary Kay. So did Mary Kay. Have you met Dylan Gabriel before? Is there any way to trade Dylan, or does he have to stay throughout his contract? Did you see Dylan in the video on the kicker? He never looks happy. I didn't pay attention to him in the video with the kicker. But I think they keep him just financially. He cheap. Do the coaches go to the owners meeting in April? If so, do you think Kevin should have been the inside leak to Jason's take on Shedeur back in May? He could have been, and yes, some coaches do go to the owners meeting. Some coaches do go to the owners meeting. It's a whole spectacle that they put together. So, yes. Zappi will be number 3. Zappi will be number 3. He could be. Absolutely, he should be number 1. I'm over the narratives. The Browns' issue is not QB. It started with the leader. Talk to him, Key Mathis. Talk to him. Talk to him. I was done with Dylan when during the preseason he threw a pick and didn't even try to even push the player out of bounds. That just picked him. He didn't do nothing. He just looked at him. How much does the intangibles matter in selecting the QB? Shedeur has a locker room and a community endorsement, leader on the field, jersey sales, etc. To me, intangibles and talent are almost equal. They're almost equal. And I'll tell you why. Because a team will play a lot harder for a quarterback they believe in. The Browns keep putting out clips of Myles Garrett. Man, we get a touchdown here versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, we get a touchdown here. Belief. Shedeur made that throw. He made that throw versus the Raiders. Myles Garrett, the first one jumping up. You see that? Belief. When a team believes in you, they take it to the next level. They take it to the next level. So I think it's almost as important as talent. We saw the Browns defense take it to a totally different level the last 2 weeks of the season. Why do you think that is? Do you think they were playing for Kevin Stefanski like people wanted to believe? Or do you think they wanted to put on a good showing for Shedeur? Or do you think they wanted to make sure we couldn't draft another quarterback? It's very important, the intangibles. Gabriel was overdrafted, and they have totally ruined his NFL career. The hot mess is all on tape. All on tape, Dexter. I said it too. I'll put out something this summer. I said that the Cleveland Browns are setting Dylan Gabriel for failure. People push back on me, and I said no. They set the bar too high. They act as if Dylan Gabriel is some transcendent quarterback with how they treated him, how they spoke about him. He got out there, he flopped. Put DG on the practice squad, use him as a practice dummy. I think that's why I said camp arm. I think he's a camp arm. Camp arm for sure. Maybe we can get in touch with Atlanta Falcons defensive coach's son who leaked Shedeur's phone number. He got the list, I heard. He got the list of all the numbers. He got all the numbers. Right, so many people we need to roll up on key matches. A lot of them. Van, what's going on? Van, what is going on? How you feeling? Ward also said they want to play hard for Shedeur Sanders and get him the ball back. There you go. Makes a difference, y'all. All right, hopefully they done with the contrarian part of this clip.
Again, so I don't know what that answer is. I don't know how you shape this, but I do think that Andrew Berry wants Shedeur to be here, and so I think the new head coach is going to have to get on board with that. I would imagine.
I would imagine, again, to some degree, but the idea that Shedeur shouldn't be here because Kevin Stefanski was annoyed at questions, I can't do this. Like, at some point, we all got to be adults about this, and I feel mostly about that way about NFL coaches. Like, if an NFL coach who's never sat in a room with the kid.
Nah, he don't want DG. He's trying to get as far away from Dylan Gabriel as possible because they started to push the narrative that Kevin Stefanski wasn't the one who wanted Dylan Gabriel. So he's trying to get as far away from that narrative as possible. I don't think he want to bring DG where he at. He don't want to do that because then it was showed that he was the one that wanted them all along. Man, I'm good. I can't complain. The defense fought hard for Shedeur those last 2 games. Nobody can tell me any different. For real. People try to say they did it for Stefanski. I don't believe that.
Or hasn't sat in a room with him since last draft cycle where Shedeur has had a full year to become a different person and learn from his experience in the NFL. If your thing is, well, he made me upset in the pre-draft process, if you're stuck to that, which Kevin, I think, was for far too long this year, cool, you don't get the job. And it's not, and by the way, it's not that I think Shedeur should be gifted anything. It is what are we doing here? Like, the kid came in, he did everything he was asked to do. Mm-hmm. We can haggle over what you thought the tape said, how good he was, stats. Ooh, everybody knows stats. Give me the QBR, baby. Like, I get it. You can have every one of those conversations,
EPA
and it's fair
is what
game.
They like now.
The EPA. I mean,
QBR. You're talking.
It's the
you're a dinosaur.
Environment Protection Agency. We got to protect the environment, and Shedeur doesn't want to. Right? I think that's the take. Is that not the take?
Oh, it's like a global warming truthers. Is that what that is? Are they all in the same camp together?
I think so. EPA. Shedeur's EPA scores bad.
The whole thing just seems a little silly. It does. I don't love the idea that people want to make it seem like Shedeur is going to be the end all be all in this answer, and whether or not.
Does it make sense to keep DG or replace him with a vet QB? DG will be booed every time we touch the field. I don't see Dylan Gabriel touching the field during the regular season. So this is how I look at it. I look at it like Shedeur be the starter, Deshaun will be the backup. DG will be third string. He'll be a camp arm. He'll be an emergency quarterback. It would be a disaster if he ever got in the game to me. So I think they just keep him. He's cheap. You're going to be hard pressed to sign another veteran for the price that we got DG for. So I think they just keep him. I think he's just there. But I don't think he's any threat to win the quarterback competition or to be a starter at any point. Kevin Stefanski's only purpose, DG, was to get him in the league due to having the same agent. That's what it seems like. The ties is a wrap. I don't think there's no more ties. No more ties after that.
But I mean, coaches can definitely eliminate themselves if they don't handle this right with Andrew Berry in the whole entire process.
Isn't it leadership though? Like, so I want a leader of men, right?
Yeah, that's what you've been saying.
Everybody here now is saying leader of men, and that's a little nebulous. It's a little hard to define.
It is.
But much like pornography, you know it when you see it.
That's right. Yeah.
So if a coach says to me, he's going to get a lot of social media posts about this. Okay, you're not a leader of men.
Well, I would also say what quarterback isn't getting social media posts and clicks and likes at this point? They all have Instagrams.
If a quarterback in their social media presence, and honestly, if you think Shedeur's a little immature and that turns you off, grow up. Like, honestly, I cannot handle.
It'll come from the same guys that'll say he's immature while watching videos of Cam Skadaboo and
Jackson Dart.
And Jackson Dart throw his head through an actual, like, legitimate plasterized part of a wall and be like, no, but that guy's cool. That guy's just a gamer. That guy just has a lot of gumption, that guy. It's like, what are you talking about?
If you're afraid of the noise around Shedeur, honestly, you're chicken bleep. Like, really, you don't, and this isn't a Browns thing. It's not a Shedeur thing. Like, if a guy doesn't show up on time, if a guy is disrespectful, if a guy won't work, if a guy doesn't want to learn, those are the things that are my non-negotiables. He's got a big TikTok following, and we get some questions about it. We get questions about the backup quarterback. Get out of my building. Like, it's the simplest thing in the world, and honestly, at some point, it's insulting. Like, to all the people who all they can do, listen, you want to not like the kid, that's on you. That's fine. I have been called a supporter because I simply didn't crap on him every chance and do the reductive thing where the tape was pretty okay considering everything, and I didn't go, he's a failure, and just get pissed about it, right? By the way, because it's low-hanging fruit and it's not altogether true. But the point is, if you can't handle, this idea that Kevin Stefanski went through some sort of war experience, like them drafting Shedeur Sanders was his Vietnam, is so incomparably dumb. One, it's insulting to Kevin Stefanski and makes him look like a total B.
Yeah.
Two, it paints a picture that this big, tough NFL, these leader of men, these, we're real football men, right? Oh, man, we're tough. I'm going to fight you in a bar. I'm going to watch Roadhouse and get with a bunch of guys and beat each other up.
Did you just try to score a defensive touchdown there?
I gave it a little, give a little honk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Talk to him. Kevin Stefanski, these are all his self-inflicted wounds. This is what he did to himself. Nobody is here feeling sorry for him. Nobody feeling sorry for him. We're not about to feel sorry for him. So, nobody feeling sorry for him. Not at all. Shout out to Selmo Fudd. Hey, there you go. Love, hate. Kevin Stefanski's Vietnam. He's cooking for real. What the available cap space? Last I heard, it was in the negative, but if you keep watching after June 1st, contract restructuring, it could be $50 million. If so, that's huge. Can be workable in free agency. Yeah, I've seen projections where they can have around $90 million if they move some stuff right. If they move some stuff around right. I may have missed this if you already addressed this, but who do you think the best head coach candidate is right now? That's a good fit for Shedeur. Shedeur needs Keller Williams treatment with a new head coach. I think it is Clint Kubiak. I think it's Clint Kubiak. Seattle Seahawks OC. That's who I think it is. Shanithia, what's going on?
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
I got one more for you. Come to Offtharecorddee, where we gonna read your super chats. Your voice is gonna be heard. What's going on, Shanithia? Ken's hilarious. Yeah, he is not having it. He is not having it with this take. It's weak. He's calling out, and I like that he is calling out so aggressively. It's the anger / animosity that gets to me. For real. DG will be thrown to the trash cans and towel boys this training camp. Yeah. Things, hey, life comes at you fast. Ain't that what they say? Life comes at you fast. This is what makes me mad. They will continue to act like he wants someone to hand him something. He's had to fight for everything. These are folks who never saw him. Prime was harder on his kids. For real. I remember telling people, like, when your dad is your coach in sports, they go at you the hardest because they want to make sure that if they go at anybody else on the team, nobody can say, oh, you treat such and such better. Nope. You go at your kids the hardest. When somebody else make a mistake, you make your kids run. And they're going to be like, dang. They going to be like, dang. I gotta do better. I can't have him out here like that. So it's just, people just don't know no better. They never played sports before. And they never had their dad coach them in sports before. I had my dad coach me in sports before. I would get in trouble for other people doing stuff. What are the top 3 things you want Shedeur Sanders to work on in the offseason? I want to spend a lot of time reading defenses. I want to spend a lot of time reading exotic defenses. It's about 5 teams that run exotic defenses where they show one thing and they go into something totally different. I want to spend a lot of time studying those defenses and what are the core concepts of it. That will be first. Secondly, I want him to get his timing down. So now that he knows he's going to be on the team, I want him to spend some time in the offseason throwing to the receivers that he's going to throw to in the regular season. Number three, him just doing his own regular work that he always does. If I could add a fourth thing, the fourth thing would be make sure he gets time away from the game. Go relax, go decompress, take some time off for from the season, from the football, and just be around his family, to reset his mind. And then I want him to get to work after that. So those would be the things I would say. That's what I would say. Oh yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I put in the work to be ready to answer questions right away. Where did I leave off at? Yeah, they were saying that guy was Kevin 2.0. I said, please not him, but I guess they are lying. Marie, they are 1000% lying. I spoke a little bit about this earlier, but Clint Kubiak, his dad played in the NFL. Gary Kubiak. His dad also was a coach in the NFL. His dad has Super Bowl rings. His dad has a offensive system named after him. It's the Kubiak system. Him and his brother have been around coaching all their lives. They've been around locker rooms all their lives. They know how to interact in the locker room. They know how to get along with people. He is also very creative. He was the Saints offensive coordinator last year until they faced injuries from their skill position players. He was doing really well. Jason Lloyd said that to throw smut on his name. That couldn't be further from the truth. Jason Lloyd is just a lazy person, because it's not the same at all. Not the same at all. Not the same. And anybody else who repeats that, they are being just as lazy as Jason Lloyd. They're being just as lazy. Not the same at all. Not the same. Do you think Clint Kubiak would take another OC job with the Browns if he's assistant head coach? Also for a pay bump, Harbaugh head coach, Clint Kubiak OC would be dope. I don't think he would, because he's gonna have a chance to run his own show. Or if you're just gonna be associate head coach under somebody, why would you leave Seattle? It would make no sense to leave Seattle. You've already implemented your system there. Things are clicking towards the end of the year. Money is not gonna be enough of a bump when it's a special candidate. A special candidate is coming all or nothing. I'm uprooting everything to be the man. I'm not uprooting everything to be the man of the man. It ain't gonna work. Not enough. Yes, your kids get it worse and are expected to work the hardest and extra time at home. For real. For real. Dad always go out there on the hardest if they are a true coach. That's facts. And people miss that. And I was like, y'all crazy. Zedric, correct. Zone and exotics. It's about 5 teams who run a lot of exotics. Exactly. Study, recognition, progression, and timing. For real. He was good at man coverage. Yeah, he balled out against man coverage. Bucky did a video with Shedeur saying he didn't even want to talk to Coach Prime at the last game. Deion was texting Bucky to tell Shedeur what to do in the game. Coach Prime, don't play with him. For real. Do you think Shedeur should use VR training? I heard what's his name? I heard Jaden Daniels use a lot of VR training. If it works for him, I want him to use whatever works for him. Whatever is the best way for him to learn. So if it's going to be best for him to use VR and go through it physically and get his reps that way, and it's going to help him, go for it. Go for it. Only if it works for him. I've trained people before. You have to meet people where they are with how they learn. So if it'll help him learn and grow, I'm all for it. But I don't say force it on him if it isn't good for him. Judging him off Gary Kubiak, it seems. Yeah, probably his dad's recognition, but yeah, he definitely don't know nothing about Clint Kubiak. My mom was a b-ball coach in junior high. I never run so much in my life. For real. That's what it is. People who never played a sport, they think parents go easy on them. They don't know no better. That's exactly what he said he was going to do. Yeah, that's what he needs to work on. Crowd Woman Collective, what's going on? Good morning, y'all. Shedeur Sanders, please consider therapy as well as off season. This was very traumatic for him and us. For real. For real. That's why I said he need that mental part, that mental getaway. That mental getaway. He needed. I saw this yesterday. I'm so glad he said this. Yeah, Maya, I was happy that they went in so hard on this. Wait, Jason don't want him? Then we got to go get him. Let's go, Clint. For real. For real, Marie. That was the one who was saying that. Could we sue the NFL for mental distress? We might need therapy. We probably could do a class action, but I don't know how far we'd get. The NFL, they'll just put it off for years. Glad he went straight to Miami with his big bro, Shiloh. Shiloh brought his new spot with Shedeur in mind, for real. for real. I'm an advocate for God and therapy. I agree. Because if you don't keep control of your mental, you can kind of spiral out and you won't really recognize the signs that you're just not doing what you normally do. Or you won't recognize the signs of how much pain or traumatic events that you've experienced. So I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. What are the typical pitfalls for QB that go through second year slump? Usually the second year slump comes from a quarterback who had a great first year. So they had a great first year, and sometimes they might believe that they understand more of what the defense is going to do without thinking about the wrinkles they're going to throw at them. So usually the second year slump is from guys who had a great first year. But it's not that normal for guys who didn't have the biggest first year. Riri, what's going on? How you feeling today? What is going on? I remember in high school, Coach Prime was snatching him up on the sideline yelling, for real. If your dad is a coach, they gonna go at you. I hope Jaden Daniels comes back better than ever. Yeah, after his injury. That last injury was nasty to his, I believe it's his elbow. How old is Clint Kubiak around? He's pretty young. Okay, you got it, 38. Yeah, I want a young coach. We all need therapy after going through this year. I watched that again yesterday. Prime wanted to do more, for real. I asked, what would it be like if called for Jason's job? He is speaking sports. He's personally attacking. He's not speaking sports. He's personally attacking. He is. He has issue. He has an issue with Shedeur. He is not talking about Shedeur on the football field. He is not talking about him on the football field. He cannot tell you what Shedeur needs to do better. So he not talking football. He isn't speaking sports, but personally attacking. I agree with that. You could say this was a slump this year. Zedric, I agree, because this was a learning year for him. Jason Lloyd is trying to figure out who he hates more, Shedeur or AB, for real. Usually those QBs didn't see the defensive kitchen sink thrown at them that first year, and they expect the same for year two. I agree, Kofal. When you're speaking on a second year or a sophomore slump, I think it was good that those teams pressure him like that, because now I think he's comfortable with the pressure. I agree. He definitely is going to be better equipped because now he has the clock. If you notice, his clock sped up game after game. He got faster because initially it was the time to throw. Why did they stop talking about time to throw? First off, they were using time to throw wrong when how they were trying to use it. And then now they never talk about it no more now that it's lower. So it just shows you these were people who were throwing stats, seeing what would stick because they lack the understanding. It's pure jealousy and hatred. Yeah, because it's not football. I believe Shedeur Sanders will be better this year, not having the stress of not knowing if he's QB1 for going into the game. Also, I believe Shedeur was shocked when he was told he was in a real competition, but it wasn't a real competition. And I think that played with him mentally because people were saying it's stuff that Shedeur could have did better or differently to get the opportunity to play earlier. And that wasn't the case. It was nothing Shedeur could do where he was going to get the opportunity to play earlier. And I think he had to come to grips with that. And I think that's a hard thing because you go in thinking that everything is honest and people are telling you the truth only to come out the end of it and realize they were lying to you the whole time. It's funny how Jason Lloyd ignores what the opposing coaches say about Shedeur and the GM. For real. Never brings it up. Only the mysterious sources in that building. These dudes literally said 12 wasn't good on that field. For real. They don't know what they're talking about. Jason's issue is he thinks that Shedeur got Kevin fired. Kevin was going to get fired regardless. He was getting fired regardless. I think Shedeur did great considering he didn't get any first team reps into a live game. I agree. And he made progress every week. Jason needs to go wherever Kevin Stefanski lands, for real. In reality, Kevin Stefanski got Kevin Stefanski fired. I agree. This is off topic, but DJ McKinney hit the portal too. I'm so flabbergasted. They're going through some changes. Some changes are happening in CU, in Colorado. That's why he said he was tough on him and he needed it. Yeah. He going to bounce back stronger. I'm not worried about it. This last game was the first time we truly saw the mental stress manifest itself in 12. They tried to break him, but didn't. They couldn't do it. No, Jason's hate got Kevin fired. He was the one spreading lies. We would have never known this stuff without them spreading the fake narrative. Jason caused Kevin's fate. Hey, they collectively did it then. They collectively did it. Let's see if we got anything else from here.
I'm a
You
football
seem like
guy.
you're starting a lawnmower when you grab it. It's
Let me
insane.
beat my chest here. I'm a football guy. I'm like Leo with McConaughey on Coke and Wolf of Wall Street. I'm a football guy, not Shedeur. Oh, no. Lord, not a question about a backup quarterback. Please, Lord.
All the humanity.
Take my firstborn son, but not Shedeur. Not a question about Shedeur. Dear God. 3 questions in one session?
Yeah.
About Shedeur? No.
Why'd you say his name like a question mark?
No, please, God.
Shedeur?
Take my wife, but don't make me deal with questions about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I know. God forbid we have to answer about his development or answer about just a simple thing about how his game went. I agree with you. I think it's very, very soft of any potential head coach to come into a building and then tell Andrew Berry we can't do it because of Shedeur. It's incredibly soft.
I want to be there. I want to be there.
I don't think Andrew Berry likes Shedeur. I don't think he's ready to say I'm done with him and this is your call.
It's not about Shedeur though to me. It's about how stupid.
What's about what he symbolizes to you is the idea here.
It's about how stupid this is.
Can you deal with any sort of, whether he is doing it or whether it's his fans doing it or whether the people around him, whatever it comes with Shedeur, can you deal with that? And if you can't, I got bad news for you. There's always going to be a quarterback with an Instagram following. There's always going to be a wide receiver that wants to go on Dancing with the Stars. There's always going to be a running back that is dating a Kardashian. Okay, like this exists all throughout the NFL. It always will. It's just going to be a different guy. If you can't handle it now, you're not going to be able to handle it in the future.
I'm embarrassed, and I in fairness, like, because it's not just about football guys. It's about the way reporters have started to get upset and basically blame the kid because there's Shedeur fans out there, supporters who will go after them on social media.
Well, they won't be happy until this turns into Tebow. They called it Tebow Mania 2.0, and those set of people won't be happy until it legitimately turns into Tebow, where he tries.
Listen to this right here, y'all. Listen to this part right here. This is very important. If y'all notice, I always said they want Shedeur out the league. They say we want Shedeur off the Browns. They really want Shedeur off the league. And listen to this example right here. Listen to this, y'all.
Tries to play a different sport or something stupid, or tries to come back as a tight end or something insane like that. Like, that's what they want out of all this. And that's where I just think it just doesn't sit well with me.
At some point, if we all agree, Shedeur's been nothing but a great kid. He's been in the community. He clearly did the work necessary, no matter what you thought about the on-field product.
Mm-hmm.
If this is such a hang-up for a coach, I instantly lose all respect, and I would feel that way no matter who it is. If it was Quinshon Judkins, well, but he's on social media. Like, grow up. And I honestly do think, I like the idea that Shedeur shouldn't be here because of anything other than football. If you want to say you don't think he's an NFL quarterback, make your case.
Yeah.
I disagree with you, but we can have a disagreement here. But we can never just have the conversation about the football player because everyone gets stuck up on anything other than football. If you just look at the kid and if you look at the football, that's where the conversation belongs. And if a coach can't jive with that, he's exposed himself in an incredibly embarrassing way.
And listen, he hasn't earned the same, whatever you want to say, platitudes, everything else that I'm going to attach to how Ben Johnson treated Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was the #1 overall pick.
Yes.
There was a lot more to that, obviously, so I'm not going to whatever. But, like, when Caleb Williams, after year 1, people started talking about all sorts of different things around Caleb Williams. Did he actually hate Chicago? What's the deal with painting the nails? Is he soft? Is he this? Is he that? All these things. And Ben Johnson, by all reported accounts, went into the meetings with everyone that mattered and was like, I got this. This is my guy. He's the least of our problems. We got to get a guard center guard. He's the least of our problems, okay? That's a good thing. We want this type of guy. And, like, that should be the mentality. And that doesn't mean, obviously, Shedeur is Caleb Williams. I'm not saying that. But the idea is that you should come into this situation and say, that's the least of our worries. That's the least of our problems.
474-009.
Great way to end that portion of that. Yeah, Shedeur is the least of your worries in Cleveland. The least of your worries in Cleveland. The quarterback room is the least of your worries in Cleveland. You have other pressing issues that are way more important than Shedeur. Way more important things. I wonder why Shedeur and AB are getting so much hate. I wonder what they have in common. So I think some people might say the obvious, but I would say it's not the obvious. I would say the thing they have in common is you can't move them off their square. You can't shake them. You can't bully them. You can't pressure them into doing something you want them to do. I would say Andrew Berry and Shedeur have that in common, and the Cleveland media does not like it. The problem is that there hasn't been enough winning. That's exactly it. Considered a rookie, not based on awards and stuff like that. Detroit Gemini, he won't be considered a rookie. Bull and Zach has their podcast saying they didn't get rid of the GM to hater. Yeah. I started feeling the way about Zach, and I just told y'all right away. And Bull, y'all know how I feel about Bull. They hate when we love and support each other. That's it. They want to have control on if we support Shedeur or not. They don't have control over that. Now I think Jason Lloyd is trying to get a rep off of hating on Shedeur like Skip and LeBron for real, and just go against him. Look at how many years Skip rolled that out. Skip still riding it out though. Even that statement is stupid. What do you mean fans have to control to do in an organization other than not buy tickets? And AB can actually play QB unlike Tebow. Shedeur can actually play QB like Tebow. That's why at the very beginning when they were saying that stuff about Tebow, I was like, this not cool. I was not taking that comparison because Tebow was not an NFL quarterback. Shedeur is an NFL quarterback. So when they were saying that from the very beginning, I said, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not at all. Funny how Jason Lloyd says Shedeur was a distraction, but the media is the one that always found him to put a mic in front of him when he wasn't playing. Facts. Facts. Shedeur got his first season under his belt, and he likes playing ball for the Browns. He will focus on taking the dog pound to the playoffs next season, Super Bowl with this Cleveland team. They keep building it up. You get 5 pieces on offenses, it looks like a different team. I learned today while running back always run up the middle. O-line's supposed to be open up at hole, and it's more yards up the middle. And it's the shortest distance. The shortest distance is straight. Shortest distance is straight, Crown Collective. Some of his hate is coming from paid trolls on Twitter. I just mute them. Yeah, I don't even go back and forth with people on X. I say what I say and I keep it moving. I'm not gonna allow people who just come somewhere to argue. My time is way more valuable than me arguing with somebody on X. Way more valuable than that. I'm not giving you that much attention. No way, no how. Skin tone is what Shedeur and AB have in common. Yeah, I think that's the obvious thing they have in common, but I think their mental will, their ability to not be controlled is way more powerful. Way more powerful. Skin tone wouldn't matter if they were allowed themselves to be pushed around by the media. Skin tone wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. They're who they are as human beings, and not being able to be pushed around is way more important to why the media views them this way. The way Shedeur can shut down Mary Kay. The way Andrew Berry can look at Dale Ryder and say, the quarterback is something we need to support. So, it's I think the obvious is the skin tone, but I think the way they can't be bullied is way more important to why the media views them that way. Way more important. Way more important. If they could push Shedeur around, and if they could get Shedeur in a trick bag, and if they could get Shedeur answering questions that he want to answer, his skin tone would not matter. It would not matter. They can't bully Shedeur, and they don't like that. If the Browns give Shedeur a legit chance, we'll get back to winning for real. Of course, you know that, Asante. You know that. It's because the strength. Every weak person is envious of a strong person. It's simple. It's simple. It's very simple. I would see if it was only the pale people who were coming at them like that, then we could talk about it. But it's not just the pale people coming at them like that. It ain't just the pale people coming at them like that. Shedeur and AB are silent assassins, chess not checkers. Yes, they don't like the fact they can't move them around. Another issue to them is that 12 doesn't need the media. He has Bucky, and he doesn't need the NFL for money. He has his own. That's a fact. They can't move you the way they can move other people. When you come into the league and you got nothing, they can move you with a contract. They can move you with a couple coins. They can't move them like that. They can't break them in that way, so they don't like that. And they learned early that Shedeur was trained well by his dad to handle the media. I read some clown say yesterday that he needs media coaching. They don't know what you're talking about. Facts, when they can't break you, they keep trying, and it makes them upset. That's a fact. I'm gonna tell y'all something about me. I'm one of the most stubborn people you'll ever meet. I've been this way since I was a little kid. It's something I had to work on because it's times to be stubborn. It's times to not be stubborn. But an example of me as a kid. When I was a kid, if we were eating something that I didn't want for dinner, my parents would say, you got to sit at the kitchen table until you eat this. At the moment I decided I wasn't going to eat the food, I would have sat there till the next day. Do you all know how many times I sat in the kitchen with a plate of food I wasn't going to eat? The sun was outside. The sun that went down. I'm still sitting there because I'm not moving off of it. I'm not eating it. It got to the point where instead of just making me sit there, they would just say, okay, if you're not going to eat, go to bed, because I wasn't going to do it. So I can see when it's a person who is not going to be moved off their square, if people don't like it, because I know I'm that way. If y'all notice, I was telling y'all on Monday, I'm not going to let these people forget the fact that they are trying to get Shedeur put out the league. And I said, y'all can be nice. Y'all can move off of it. I'm not moving off of it. I'm not moving off of it, y'all. They want Shedeur out the league. So I know stubborn because I got it inside of me. I'm as stubborn as they come, and I've been like this since I was yay high. If I told y'all some of the stories of the stuff I did as a kid where I just knew I could get my way. Something else about me as a kid, and it's funny I even remember this. You will not find a picture of me before I'm maybe 4 years old. You won't find a picture of me standing up. You won't find a picture of me standing up. Somebody is always carrying me around on their hip until I'm 4. Y'all want to know why? Because I learned they're not going to lead me nowhere. So I don't got to walk if I don't want to walk. I learned that stuff early, y'all. I learned this super early. So I could definitely see when a person is stubborn, that's so I can see it. And I know how it makes people feel. They get so upset. So upset. So it's a funny thing, Key Mathis. A whooping, I'll just take the whooping. I'm still not gonna eat that food though. I'll take the whooping. Hey, it's cool. I just gotta go cry this whooping off. I'll take the whooping. I was cool with it. I didn't eat that food though. I eat that food. If Shedeur went to the UFL or Canada, I would watch him for real. I don't care about the league. I'll watch him wherever he play. They can't bully Shedeur or his fans when they provide nonsense. We demand accountability from them. We are larger and stronger than Tebow, Manziel, or Baker. For real. For real. If y'all heard some of the stories about me as a kid, I'm telling y'all, I was stubborn, super stubborn. My nephew was like that. We got the same birthday. My nephew was just as stubborn as I am. So he know he can't play the stubborn game with me because I know what he gonna do. I know he just trying to wait you out. So we can just play this game. We'll be sitting here waiting each other out because you're not gonna wait me out. Oh, Shanithia, stories for days. Detroit Gemini, I would hide my food under the cornbread. I wouldn't even fake it. I wouldn't even fake like I was going to eat it. It just sit on the table. Sit right on the table, y'all. Right on the table. Me too. When my father would beat me, I would not cry. He used to get so mad. Yeah, my dad, he wasn't playing that. So at first, you know, when I became a teenager, I tried to do the not cry thing. But I'm going to tell you something else I learned. I learned that if you cry sooner, the whooping stops sooner. Hey, I'm telling y'all, I was learning stuff as a kid. The sooner you cry, the faster the whooping ends. Because I tried the not cry thing, and I'm like, man, these whoopings way longer than when I cry. Man, cry after the second hit, you getting 2 or 3 more hits. That's it. If you stay there and you don't cry from the whooping, you on whoop 7. You on hit 8, 9, still getting hit. You got to cry early, y'all. I'm telling you, I learned. I would fill my mouth up and flush it in the toilet. That's another one. That's another trick right there. This was my original point. D12 should get ownership in the UFL, blow it up while making the real money with The Rock. He could definitely do that. I ate liver, then told my mother I didn't want to eat it no more. Yeah, liver, I couldn't go for that. I wasn't eating no liver. My family is from the South, so they eat all type of stuff. I can't go for that. I can't go for the liver. We need to unite and get Jason fired. I'm serious. I know, D, you can't be involved. We got it. Hey. Hey, what y'all do is what y'all do. You got me dying over here. Shanithia, these is facts. This was me as a kid. This was me. This was me. I'm telling y'all, pay attention to the whooping thing. That whooping is a gym. I ain't never told nobody about that one. That's a gym, though. Don't be trying to keep getting that whooping. My father used to be tired. He just stopped beating me and gave me punishment. Just take away all the video games and stuff. I get it, D. I took so many whoopings because if I wanted to go somewhere, I went, especially the places they said not to go. Oh my goodness. Real fresh food, so you had to touch the stove to know it was hot. They'd say, hey, don't go here, don't go here, don't go here. That's the next 3 places you go. Reverse psychology on our parents. For real. My dad was a pro butt whooper and I cried off the start. Kofar, I'm telling you, the sooner you cry, that's when it's going to end. The sooner you cry, that's when it's going to be over with. Where was this whooping advice when I was growing up? Keep at this. I'm telling you, I was the kid. I thought so much as a kid. And I'm like, man, I got to figure this thing out. Because I'm not a quitter. I don't quit on stuff. So I'm like, man, I got to figure this whooping thing out. I got to figure this out. You know, because we got whooped as a collective. One person do something, all of us get a whooping. I'm like, man, I got to figure this out. I can't keep getting these whoopings. Bob used to say, you ain't going to cry. Oh, for real? Oh, you ain't going to cry? Oh, this don't hurt? Nah. Dang, y'all, I never had problems eating with food when I was a kid. My mom was a good cook. She made everything taste good. Man, I couldn't do liver. Beans. I did not like beans at all, y'all. I'm talking about any type of beans. I didn't like lima beans. I didn't like pinto beans. Man, beans hit the plate, it's over with, y'all. It's over with. Beans hit the plate, it's a wrap. I'm just looking at the plate like, I'm not doing this. I ain't doing this. Not at all. Soon as the beans hit the plate. Wet 11 says, I love liver. Yeah, I can't do liver. Real fresh food. No, I was determined to do what I wanted to do regardless of the consequences. You know what's funny? As long as you don't go too far with that thought, if you can corral that as a kid or as an adult, you can corral your willingness not to give up, that can lead you to success. If you can corral that, because a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have it. See, Anderson, also, I used to, when I used to get mad when I was a little kid, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I used to be like the Incredible Hulk. I'd be crying. I used to be just like the Incredible Hulk. It was hilarious. I can laugh at it now. But I know my parents were looking at me like, man, how much longer we got to deal with this? Yeah, I can only rock with baked beans still to this day. For real. Just baked beans. The rest of it, I'm telling you, Zedric, any type of bean, it hit that plate. I'm looking at that plate like, hey, this ain't getting 8 today. My mom was a great cook too. I didn't like any kind of green still to this day. Ain't it funny how it's stuff that like you just as a kid you just write off forever? We ate everything or else. Crown Woman Collective, I was signing up for the or else every time. Every time I'm signing up for the or else. I got to see what the consequence is because I'm I'm not about to do it. See, Aaron said, "Oh, I don't like you. I got PTSD listening to you." Yeah, you know what happened too? as a young kid, I really put my parents through it. As a young kid, I'm talking about from I would say up to the age of probably going to school. Once I started going to school, I wasn't like I was. But when I was young, I'm talking about when I was 2, 3, 4, 5, I know my parents was looking at me like, what did we do to deserve this? I'm be honest with y'all. I know they was looking at me like that. But once I got into school and I got around other kids and all that stuff, then it was different. But nah, I was just stubborn. I was super stubborn. My oldest always got in trouble at school, so he would just stand at the door to get his whooping from my husband until my husband got tired. He was like, this boy at the door. That whooping stopped. Oh my goodness. Wet 11s. How did you eat? My grandma used to make cow tongue and tripe. Oh my goodness. Tripe is probably the nastiest smelling thing I ever smelled growing up as a kid. And my grandma used to make tripe. I'm like, oh no. Like, I can't do it. I'm telling you, I can't do it. I can't do the tripe. The only things I do not eat are mustard and snake. Mustard, I could get some. I could do a mustard. I don't got no beef with mustard. Yeah, it's very traumatizing therapy today. Woo. Yeah, sometimes you gotta talk about it. I've been strong-willed my entire life. I corralled it well and was the first Black woman to accomplish many things and worked out. For real fresh food. That's it. Real fresh food. That's why I said if you corral that desire to not give up, it could turn into something special. Are you an only child? Nope. It's 4 of us. I'm a middle child. I'm a Virgo. I am a Virgo. My birthday's in August. I'm a Virgo. Ivy League back for real. Tripe, cow tongue, chicken feet. Yeah. I remember we used to go to my cousin's house. They used to be eating frog legs. I'm like, man, I can't go for that. My grandma used to slip slimy okra and beans all the time. I swear, as soon as I was an adult, I would never eat slimy okra for life. I didn't like okra that was just like regularly cooked, but if it was fried okra, I could get with fried okra. But I couldn't get it no other way. I ain't never ate tripe. I just said I'm not eating it. Asante tripe, I can't go for that. Tripe, I can't get with it at all, y'all. Can't get with it. Now what you talking about? My mom used to tell me, boy, if you don't change your ways, you might not see 18. Craig, you know I heard that. You know how many times I done heard that. I'm a middle child. I am a Capricorn. Yeah, I'm a middle child. I'm a Virgo. I'm going to say this. I would not trade my childhood for nothing. Wet 11's for real. For real. My childhood molded me into the person I am. I just had to make the decision on my own, even as a kid, for some reason. I don't know what it was, but I just wanted to make the decision. So if it goes right or if it goes wrong, I wanted the decision to be on me. And even as an adult, I'm like that. I want it to be on me. When you know better, you do better. I no longer eat pig's feet and crackling. Wear that stuff all the time. We ate that stuff all the time. Man, pig's feet, my grandma used to make pig's feet. I'm like, man, I can't get with none of this stuff. Charmaine is also a Virgo. Shanitha said, what the heck is tripe? If you see tripe in the grocery store, that thing look like a net. That's what it looked like. It looked like a net. It looked like a wrapped up net in a grocery package. Frog legs are the truth. Real fresh food. I can't get with the frog legs. I can't get with it. I went to this Asian market because I wanted to get some seafood for New Year's Day, and they had all this fresh food. So they had they had like whole crabs, they had lobsters, they had all this stuff. Why? They had some frogs in a big old thing of frogs. I looked down and seen them frogs. I'm like, oh no, I can't go for that. Live frogs in the water, y'all. I can't go for that. I can't go for it. Cannot go for it. You sound like you grew up down in the South, Louisiana or Texas. My family is from Alabama. Before they move up north. Craig, I'm a middle child of 5, 4 boys, 1 girl. I'm a Cancer. Yeah, it's 4 of us. I'm in the middle. I got an older brother, and then I have younger sister, younger brother. Virgos are very particular and like things a certain way. Detroit Gemini, that's it. That's it. I've been like that my whole life. Just very particular. So that's a fact. Being a middle child is fun. They don't bother you as much. See, my younger siblings, I think they got the better side of the deal. That my younger siblings did. I remember I did not get home before the street lights on. I walked up, the cops were there. I was scared. I told the officer, "Don't leave me. She is going to kill me." My poor stepfather was scared of my mother. The street lights. I heard somebody talking about that the other day. Like, you gotta be home when the street lights come on. And I remember that. Like, you gotta be home when the street lights come on. That's the worst. When you get home and you just know the whooping is waiting for you, you just know it. You like, this is gonna be a whooping tonight. This is gonna be a whooping tonight. Yeah, my grandma used to eat that. Pig feet, chitlins. I can't go for it. I can't go for it, y'all. I can't go for it. I can't do it. I see you are very detailed and organized. That's a Virgo, for real. To the T. The red bucket chillers was a South GA delicacy when I was growing up. Man, I remember like around Thanksgiving, everybody is cooking and they would just get that red. Just seeing a red bucket is traumatizing to me because the smell does not leave. Like when they clean in the chitlins, and I don't know why my grandma used to say it like this. She'd be like, you know, I gotta clean my chitterlings, and she'd be cleaning them, and the whole house stink. I'm like, it ain't no way I'm eating whatever used to smell like that. Whatever smell like that when you open up that red bucket and take that white lid off, whatever used to smell like that, I'm not eating it. I don't care what it is. I don't care. That thing could come out looking as good as. I'm not eating whatever started out smelling like that when it came into the house. I am not doing it. Not doing it. Chitterlings and oxtails have become overpriced a delicacy down here because the lighter persuasion has started eating them. Ridiculous. Yeah, chitterlings, I can't do it. I don't do oxtails either, y'all. I don't do oxtails. I was the crash devil. Younger siblings always get better parents because your parents calm down on the younger siblings. That's what it is. They calm down some. They got all the energy. If you're the oldest or if you were the first two and it's like 4 or 5 of y'all, the oldest two, man, y'all catch heat. And y'all be sitting there looking like, so I used to get whooped for that. I used to get whooped for that. That's not a whooping. That was a whooping for me. That is crazy. Oh, Miss Brown, my family is from Alabama and Georgia too. Yeah, I still got family in Alabama. Still got family down there. Charmaine, my family from Mississippi, both sides. We ate it all. Now high BP, blood pressure for real. Yeah, I had to stop. I'm like, I can't eat the stuff y'all eating. I can't do it. I cannot do it. The only pig I eat is bacon, ham and sausage, and pork chop. Pork roast. I eat all the pig. Yeah, Ivy League back. I was reading the list like you eat all of it. I have never eaten chitterlings. Why is it a thing? I am with you, D. Yeah, Shanithia, when it's the way it smells, I'm like, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. Lord help the family, for real. I'm a Libra middle child with 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Folks always try middle child. I took a lot until I got tired. Then a tornado came. That's what it is. That's what it is. You nice for a long time, then it's a wrap. D, you were a picky eater, I see. I was. It's funny because now I'm willing to try way more things than I did when I was younger. When I was younger, man, it wasn't in this box right here. I wasn't rocking with it. I'm way more open to try different things as I get older. But when I was younger, nah, I wasn't with it. Parents are freaking tired by the time that last kid come, for real. The last kid, the parents are so tired, they just get the coast. On Saturday, I had to get up early, do chores before you go outside. Once I go outside, I did not come back until the street lights. Wet 11s, for real. All right, this is my last story from as a child. I'm going to tell y'all before we get up out of here. So I remember Wet 11s just reminded me of this. So we was out of school. We was out of school, and it was, I want to say it was the summer maybe, and we was going outside and we was about to go play any bounce. And I had to take the trash out. Just like Wet 11 said, you got to do your chores before you go outside. So you got to do your chores. I had to take the trash out. Let me tell y'all, everybody was outside ready to play and they was waiting on me. So instead of me going to the end of the thing and throwing the trash can in the actual dumpster. Y'all, let me tell you what I did. It's a shame. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. Y'all, I threw the trash on top of the garage because the garage was on the way to the field where everybody was playing. So I just threw the trash up there and kept going. Why one of the neighbors had told on me? One of the neighbors had told on me. My dad come get me. I get in trouble. My dad had to push me up on top of the garage to pull the trash down. It was just a bad decision, y'all. It was a bad decision. I got a whooping and I was on punishment, y'all. And I was on punishment. It was crazy. So I learned my lesson. We were told the only thing that gets away on a pig was the ink. Oh, no. Oh, no. Growing up in New York in the turbulent 60s was a trip. Started a kosher diet in the 90s. Got real clean with your eating, Keith. Old saying we eat the pig from the rooter to the tutor. Craig, my grandma used to say that. From the rooter to the tutor. My grandma used to say that. From the rooter to the tutor. She used to say that. Wet 11s, the neighbors took me out. It was going to be a whole, I don't remember if it was during the week or it was a Saturday. It was going to be a whole day of having fun. Neighbors took me out the game, y'all. Took me out. Dacia's in St. Louis. So is Real Fresh Food. Oh, Ivy League Mac was in St. Louis before he moved to New York after college. Yeah, so hey, shout out to y'all. This has been real. This has been real good. Sometimes, you know, the stuff with sports, it gets heavy. It's been a long season. And it's just cool just to rock out and reminisce and talk with y'all. This has been special. I appreciate y'all. We back at this thing on Friday. Look out for Patreon so you can do the Off the Record NFL Challenge. Check that out. And then also Saturday night, we're doing a watch party. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. So if you're free, definitely tap in for the watch party on Saturday night. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all tapping in. I appreciate y'all sharing with me. I appreciate y'all listening to my stories of my childhood. Enjoy the next couple of days. Hold on, let me get Shanithia. My middle son will put the trash in the car trunk if he had the garage truck and then go to the nearest apartment complex dumper. When I found out, I was like, what? Shanithia, that's the type of stuff I was doing. That's the type of stuff I was doing. I was doing reckless stuff to try to go outside and play. It made no sense. But you know, when everybody waiting on you and you feel that pressure to go play, that's how it was, y'all. That's how I was. Shout out to Charmaine before I get up out of here.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Charmaine for hitting the Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Also, shout out to Real Fresh Food. Shout out to Shanithia. Before we get up out of here, let me go here. Let's get this right. We on the screen? There we go. Shout out to Shanithia. Shanithia, I got 3 of them for you. Today.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Where's the next one? Come to Off the Record D, where we gonna read your super chats. Your voice is gonna be heard.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Shanithia. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. This is family over here. Love it. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if y'all realize, I really enjoy spending time with y'all. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know, just it's cool talking about the sports. It's cool we could go off sports, talk about our childhoods, you know, what we went through growing up as kids, how we were as kids. I appreciate all of it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Shanithia. Thank you so much, Charmaine. Thank you so much, Real Fresh Foods. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy the next couple of days. We back at this thing on Friday. So shout out to y'all. I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Don't let the haters get to you. We know better. We gonna do better. Peace, everybody.